Praise Jesus. Morning, people. Happy Friday. It is the 4th of October. I can't believe, that we're actually at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
I can't believe it's cold again.
I can't believe it's feeling like January cold. It doesn't feel like autumn. I feel like we've skipped. We went from straight summer to
You know what's
autumn
interesting?
to
It's really
winter.
not though, because today is going to be 16 degrees.
No, but that's the thing that you got to go to the feels like.
Yeah.
Because it can tell me 16 all it cares. But it would when you go on there, it says it feels like 6. It's winter. It's rude. Anyways, good morning, people. It is Friday, the 4th of October. Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I'm one of your hosts for today, my own royalty.
It's your girl, Just Jean, representing the black queens in the fitness scene. How you blood clot mean.
Okay.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. And Brent is in here too.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, you know. Yeah, man.
Can't complain.
There you go.
Brent's not happy about something.
How you doing this time?
I'm good, thank you. I feel really blessed. Blessed
That's
and highly
good.
favoured.
I am blessed.
Had a bit of a weird morning this morning.
Why?
I was late this morning. Because I was a woman. Was a girl. Well, pre-woman girl. But she was like, as soon as I come out the Rubber Hive tunnel, she was screaming of distress, like proper shouting. So I parked up to see what was wrong with her.
Oh, you did the good Samaritan thing.
And then, because I can't, that would have ruined my day. Like I would have just had many thoughts about what happened to her. Proper that she was crouched on the floor, just shouting. Mm-hmm. And then there's another lady that had stopped, another car that had stopped, another black woman. You see black women? Anyway, story for another day. But anyway, we were trying to ask her like what was wrong, and she just wasn't really, like you couldn't hear her. We didn't understand what she was talking about. Like she would call the police. She said, no, don't call the police. But it was like don't call the police because I might get in trouble. Like it was just weird. Like she would call the ambulance. She's like, no. And she was saying like someone had been taken from her, something had been taken. Like I don't understand. It was a lot. It was very sad though. And then we were talking, and then the woman was like, yeah, but we have to do something. She's like, we're not just going to leave you here. So we're going to call the police or like, the girl just got up and just ran. She just took off. And I was like, okay. So we got in our cars to go. And then when I was driving down, I saw her again, but she'd gone down, like ran down the road and turned right and then was still wailing. And I called a long story short, I called the police child. I said, y'all need to go check up on that girl. Because I asked her, I was like, are you running away from something? Like, are you running away? But then she wasn't like, no, the way she was, everything else that was a no, if that makes sense. It was sad though. It was actually very sad.
And it's so early in the morning.
And it's cold. It was very sad, man. But I hope she's all right. Whatever the case might be. Wow, people were going through things, man. It's actually crazy, people's experiences in life. So I'm good anyway, cut long story short.
We thank God.
Brent, are you issuing good mornings this morning or are you ain't got it in you?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We are at the end of the week, beginning of the weekend.
Wouldn't Jesus do it? Don't you think, like, sorry. It's just because you said beginning of the week, it triggered me. Monday comes by too quickly.
I don't even think the weekend counts.
It doesn't.
I don't think we should even have a weekend. It's just
Like-
the week. There's no point because, no.
I just think it should be days that we don't work. We just happen to not work those days, depending on what you do. Because I think it's very, like, it's a scam.
Do you know what? I guess for me, to be fair, every day is the same. No,
Fair.
do you know what I mean? Every day
Fair.
is the same, regardless of if it's Monday or Sunday or whatever. And it's been like that for years.
Fair.
So I generally don't, it doesn't make a difference to me. A Saturday is the same as a Wednesday or a Tuesday.
Fair.
So I guess I'm speaking from a place of privilege.
I hate having plans on the weekend. I hate it so much. Like, I'm at that age now I just hate it with all my being because it just means I have less time to rest before I start a new week.
Do you know what? Mine's the other way around now. So I think I've got more stuff to do in the week.
Than the weekends.
Yeah. Which is...
It's kind of good because then you can chill the weekends.
Yeah, and obviously because the week is seen as like the working week, it's just it's like work.
Asking me for plans in the week is just too far. That's flipping too far. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
Brent.
guys, I'm speaking at the UK Black Business Awards.
Oh, nice.
Leave me alone. If you want to come, I have black tickets.
That's lit. Well done, girl.
Do you
Where is
have
it
black
gonna be?
tickets?
Huh?
You say I have black tickets?
Did I have
I
tickets?
have tickets.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Black
said
when?
black tickets.
Yeah.
XL.
is that song familiar?
It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Angel sounds right. No? Is it around Angel?
Excel.
I know where
Beckton.
Excel is. I'm talking about
Why
the
it's-
actual event.
The UK Black Business.
Oh, I've seen that
It's like a weekly thing. It happens every year for Black History.
Yeah.
So for a whole week, every single day, they have
Oh.
different talks and different topics, and it's a really good week to
Okay.
network.
What day is yours?
Thursday
What time?
evening, 6:30.
Okay.
So every day there's everyone listening, I might as well plug it since we're here. So if there is anybody that's interested in going, I'm gonna tell you what talks are happening on what days. Give me 1 second. And whilst I'm here, I might as well plug Black Tech Fest as well.
We got Black Tech Fest.
Obviously, our girls are doing what they always do and putting it together. Beverly and Danai,
Big up
Sade,
them.
big up Pepper.
Black Tech Fest.
That is next week
Yeah.
on
We
the
were
10th.
supposed to be doing something there. Did you message
Of
back that person?
Of course I did.
Why didn't you? You should have messaged
Dana or
Bev,
something, yeah,
because
Bev.
they literally organise it. They've done it every year.
But the founders jumped on a call with me
Yeah.
and
What
said that they, first of all, when they want to come onto the pod to
plug
promote
it.
and then they asked for us, TDA, to basically go
Go
and
there and do something.
yeah.
You know what happened?
I told them that's last minute, and then I was like, I'll get my producer to contact you. I had to remind him.
This guy.
And did the producer do
100% I had to.
Did the
course I
producer do
it?
it?
Did the producer do it?
I
Of
think
course
he
I
did.
did.
And then
No,
what
I
happened?
think I did.
And then what happened?
Yeah, but how soon did you do it though?
Like the next day.
Okay.
And then
fine.
what happened?
They ain't
No,
come
no,
back,
no.
innit?
You did it the next day. I reminded you.
Yeah, you told me on the day, and then I did it the
Running the
next
leg
day.
of the
No.
reminded part.
Anyway, doesn't matter. I told them next year they should like give us a heads up so that we can actually be
Plan.
posted up there, so we can report live from there, and then get like. Get
Is
some
it too
stuff
late
in.
though?
I don't think it's.
For something like that? 100%. How am I
Why?
going to schedule all you guys in for next week?
It's on Thursday. I ain't got nothing to do.
It's not a one day
No,
thing.
joking.
I ain't got nothing going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
For money, I would have shown up. So the Nigerian in me, the Yoruba girl in me.
I know that's right.
that was the feed.
Okay. You can tell me in 24-hour notice.
Never
But
mind.
anyway, regardless, the event is still happening next week, Thursday. If you guys do want to go, I think you should. It's actually a really cool
It was
day.
really fun. I was there last year.
Yeah, you did.
I
Wait,
was
hold on. Of
interviewing
course, she
them.
was there last year. You
I was there last
interviewed the
year.
whole Jackie Aina.
I absolutely did. And it was really fun. It was really nice. It was actually, I spent time, thank you very much. I spent time at the event afterwards. It's really, really sick.
Yeah.
Big up Weir Pepper every single time.
So was
man.
it Thursday to Sunday? Or
No,
is it
it's
like-
only one day. I
Is it
think
one day
one
this
day?
year? No, I don't think it would be because
It's
it's,
two. It's usually
probably
every
2
2 days,
days,
right?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
2 or
So
3
it's
days.
This
Thursday and
is
Friday.
Thursday, but you know why I'm not sure?
think
Because they're
last
having
year
an
was 3
after
days.
party on Thursday, so
I think
I
that
thought
might be the
it was
last
only
day.
one day.
That might be the last day.
Maybe
then.
it's the last day then.
Because they have different. Because I think last
Emily,
year they
are
had.
you in the chat? Because right now I'm doing you a disservice. So please.
no.
So the thing I'm even talking about, why am I struggling to even find? I'm on the website, but you know when it's so confusing.
Spirit really doesn't want to plug anybody else.
Pardon?
What?
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, well, check out the Black Tech Fest website
Yeah, and
and
then
their Instagram as well.
yes, and then UK Black Business Awards. So on Monday is a party, a networking. Tuesday is Black Women Business Talks. And then also Black Men Business Talks at different times. Wednesday is Black STEM Careers Fair. There's also a Vamp Power Brunch. There's Black Tech Experience on Wednesday as well. An event called Masters of Scale. Thursday is Black Allyship Program. There's a Black Fashion Talk. There's a Supply and Diversity Talk. Black in Legal. This is the one I'm doing, which is Black Media, Culture and Sports. Do you know I'm excited because Chris Eubanks on my panel? I know I'm gonna. That's gonna be so
As
funny.
in senior.
Yeah. See, literally,
Okay,
not
what,
junior,
junior?
senior. I am ready to cry because I know I know
Yeah.
he's gonna give me jokes. Friday, you've got Careers in Finance. You've also got Black Property Talk, Building a Franchise Business, The Bola Soul Show.
That's what it is. I'm gonna be there.
What, on Friday?
Yeah, I was
but
invited to
I'm
that.
not on Friday. I'm on Thursday. So don't give me that face. You know what? You're rude. Anyway,
What time on the Thursday?
evening 6:30.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in going, there are a lot of great speakers. You've got Stephen Bartlett, Afua Hirsch, Chris Eubank Sr., Candice Braithwaite, Trevor Nelson, Dean Forbes, Bola Soul, Sophia Thakur, Jamelia Donaldson, Scarlett Douglas, George Amafiden, Just Jean, Marvin Harrison, Amma Omo Ajay, Gori Yahaya, Michaela Jeffrey, William Edwarsi, Lee Chambers, Scarlett Allen Horton, Yao Oche, Emil Vidal Carr, Patrick Ajay, Catherine Byrne, H. McKenzie, Sace Holmes Lewis,
Big up, Sace.
All the time.
Sean Lebanon, Tyon Antoinette, Ogun Tonade. They do the properties, I forgot what they're called, Bricks with Tips.
Okay.
Sandra Igwe, Anthony Lavelle, Mark Slidercuts, basically. Demi
nice.
Ayuro, Mandy Nyarko, Mercedes Benson. This list is very
It's
long.
endless.
A lot,
Basically,
right?
there's a lot of good people speaking. So if you guys do want to come and go on their website and get tickets. But if anyone wants to come to my talk on Thursday, let me know because I have a few free tickets and I can give you the link and you can grab them.
Nice. Don't grab the tickets and not turn up.
Okay, that came from the heart. All right, Brent, should we say good morning to everybody? Because, ciao.
Yes. Good morning. Davina,
Oh, I
good
actually
morning
meant just
to
saying
me.
everybody. But
Huh?
So I actually meant using the word everybody. But sorry, my bad. Go on.
That's all right. Good morning, Davina. Good morning, Timmy. Good morning, Ether. Good morning, Marlon. Good morning, G Love. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, English Snow Group. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Abimi. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Ezzy Bimbino. Good morning, Akos.
Ezzy, isn't it Izzy?
Ezzy Bimbino. Ezzy Bambino.
What was the accent?
I don't know.
So now you didn't put it on this morning.
Ezzy Bambino. Good morning, Priz. Good morning, Mirad Semra. Good morning, OMB. Good morning, Paul Wa. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Good morning, Iman.
Oh, I
B.
like that, Miss Lisa.
Miss Lisa. Good morning, D. Good morning, Dr. Amani. Good morning, Riri. Good morning, Crucial J. Good morning, Danny Green.
Danny
Good
Green.
morning,
Big up Danny Green.
Why did Danny Green get horns?
because it's his family.
His family.
Good morning, Chijoke. I've
Morning.
never seen you own him before, but that's cool, man.
Okay.
That's cool. It's the
Moving
questions
right
that have
on.
been put to you before. So I've never seen it. I thought you wouldn't have done anything. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh no.
You said you put horns. I was always gonna. You know, you can't put horns where I am.
Fair.
I'm gonna question it.
Good morning, Chijoke.
Okay. I hope you're well.
Good
Blessed
morning,
this morning.
Crud Crew.
Why laughing?
Where's the consistency, babes?
What?
Your
Chijoke?
curiosity.
I have to say special good morning to Chijoke.
Yeah,
Because you
man.
just give Chijoke a hard time on
Don't
the show.
tell nobody.
What the hell? At this point, it's like you're gonna
You're
offer
ridiculous.
up
It's a joke.
some merchandise with don't tell nobody.
Oh
And you have a
no!
face.
No, you gotta give Chijoke a hard time.
Nah, he's funny, man. Big up Chijoke, man.
Pick up Chijoke every time.
Just mind his business.
That would be a
morning.
good emoji to slap on the top. You know?
Don't tell nobody. Good morning, Crud Crew. Good morning, Chris Agoon. Good morning, Black Rob. Good morning, Fernand. Good morning, Gin and Gist. Good morning, Justine.
Ooh,
Good morning, Johannes Williams.
I
First
love
time
him.
I'm seeing you there, sir. Good morning, Susanna F. Good morning, Antonia Hansen. Good morning, Eddie Carbone. Good morning, everybody. That is it.
Good morning, everybody.
That is it. Ooh, Akuya. Mandy. Good morning.
Oh my gosh, Jin Gist, are you happy about Chimamanda's next book? I'm so excited. I love her so much, you know. I just love her so much.
Dropping a new book.
She's dropping a new book after 10 years.
Oh wow.
She's such a legend, such a flipping legend. Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Let's get into...
Lest we forget Black History Month.
All right, people. Happy Black History Month, of course. Just in case this is the first show that you're listening, where we're doing something in the Black History Month segment. Basically, we're trying to big up every, black men and women who have contributed basically to the world in such an impactful fashion, where if not for them, the world would be drastically different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the unsung heroes that we've never heard of. Some of us, obviously, we have heard of, but some we definitely haven't. And today, we want to big up a man by the name of Matthew Henson. So he was born August 8th, 1866. But let me give a bit of a backstory, right? So in 1909, there was a team of 6 men on dog sleds. They made their way to a single point at the center of the vast Arctic wilderness, right? So it was a block of ice, 413 nautical miles off of the coast of Greenland, believed to be the North Pole. There were many who refuted the events that led up to the day, August 6th, 1909, when an American flag was planted there. But in the years that followed, the irrefutable truth was revealed. And what was it? That the first person to stand on the top of the world was a black man by the name of Matthew Henson. So big up Matthew Henson. So, like I was saying, he was born on August 8th, 1866, to a family of freeborn sharecroppers in Maryland. It was 1 year after emancipation and the end of the Civil War. And obviously, as an African-American of the first generation to roam the world after the abolition of slavery, Henson led a singular life of exploration and discovery that would usher in the modern era of adventure that continues now throughout the 21st century. He was orphaned at a very young age. He made his own way in life with uncommon courage and tenacity. When he was only 12, he signed on as a cabin boy aboard a three-masted sailing ship called the Katie Hines. And for the next 6 years, under the mentorship of Captain Childs, Henson received an education. He learned a variety of technical skills. He became a competent sailor. He traveled around the world, visiting the Orient, well, it was called Orient back then, North Africa and the Black Sea. So like I said, this was the first man to actually stand on top of the world. This is 1909, and he's a black man. Why is his contributions important? Let me tell you a bit more about the things about him. So, though his time at sea as a sailor was a thing of the past, right? Henson was still very interested in a life of travel and adventure. So it was no small quirk of fate when a naval officer entered the shop one day to sell a collection of seal and walrus pelts that had just arrived from an expedition to Greenland. So he was impressed with Henson's experience and his enthusiasm to see more of the world, and he basically hired him. That man who came in, his name was Robert Peary. He hired him almost immediately as his PA and invited him to take part in the next assignment. On leave from the Navy to do more exploring in Greenland, Perry invited him, like I said, to join his party, and in 1891, the two companions began an 18-year partnership of Arctic exploration that included the complete mapping of Greenland. Together, Henson and Perry discovered the Great Island's northernmost terminus, and in 2 expeditions, one in 1896 and then the other in 1897, they recovered 3 enormous meteor fragments that they then sold to the American Museum of Natural History in New York for $40,000. This is back then, $40,000, right? So, of course, in this partnership, this white guy, Perry, who hired Henson, he was the public face of their partnership, but Henson was the front man in the field. So with his skills as a carpenter and also as a craftsman, he personally built and maintained all the sledges that were used on the expeditions. He was fluent in the Inuit language, and he established a rapport with the native people in that particular region. He was known by all that he encountered as Matthew the Kind One. He learned the methods that the Inuit used to survive and travel through the incredibly hostile landscape of the Arctic. And apparently, he was more of an Eskimo than some of them people that were there, right? He was a very capable hunter, fisherman, dog handler, everything basically that you needed to be proficient over there, right? And basically, they failed many times in trying to actually reach the North Pole. But on their 8th and final attempt, they did obviously reach the North Pole. However, the question remained, who actually arrived there first? So this is some of the quotes, right? And he says, I was in a lead that had overshot the mark by a couple of miles. This is what he said in the newspaper article upon their return. We went back and I could see that my footprints were the first at that particular spot. So upon their return to the US, some reports in the press indicate that there was tension between the two men as to who should actually get the credit for reaching the North Pole. But like I said, long story short, when they actually checked, they went back and all that sort of stuff, it was clear that Matthew Henson, that black man, was the first person to actually step foot on the North Pole.
Is that contested?
I mean, at the time it was, yeah.
Because, I don't know. The fact that all of them just were there did she just get a joint award, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Accolades, crazy.
Yes, but he was the first one to put that flag down, first one to actually step there, It's just like with the moon. Everyone kind of gets the accolades, but Armstrong is the one, you know what I'm saying, that everyone kind of bigs up more. So in the same fashion, they need to big up Matthew Henson a tad bit more. But he also had some quotes as well. So he said, "From the time we knew we were at the pole, Commander Peary scarcely spoke to me." Henson would later reveal that it nearly broke his heart. He said, "It nearly broke my heart," and that he would rise in the morning and slip away in the homeward trail without rapping on the ice for me, as was the established custom. So this is obviously when the other guys realized that Henson is the first black man, or rather the first man there. This is why he was so upset. But anyway, he said, "It will work. If God, wind, leads, ice, snow, and all the hells of this damned frozen land are willing, it will work." So big up Matthew Henson. Next person we want to bring up is somebody by the name of Amanda Gorman. You guys heard of her? Amanda Gorman? She was born March 8th, 1998. She's young, man.
That's the other day.
And she's an American poet, she's an activist, and she's a model. Her work focuses on issues of oppression, feminism, race and marginalization, as well as the African diaspora. Gorman was diagnosed with an auditory processing disorder in kindergarten. She also has speech articulation issues that make it difficult to pronounce certain words and sounds. Through writing poems, there she is on the screen. Big up Amanda Gorman. Through writing poems about slavery and social issues, Gorman found a new type of agency that allowed her to speak her mind freely. And from then on, she realized that she never wanted anything more or less for her life than to just write. She was inspired by a youth delegate for the United Nations in 2019. She was at Harvard as well. She became the first person to be named the National Youth Poet Laureate in April 2017. She rose to fame in 2021 for writing and delivering her poem, "The Hill We Climb," which was at the inauguration for Joe Biden. She also worked with past poets like Robert Frost and Maya Angelou, as well as diving into the speeches of Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King Jr. She's also the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history. Gorman's inauguration poem generated international acclaim, and shortly thereafter, 2 of her books achieved bestseller status, and she obtained a professional management contract. Before a performance, she was speaking to CBS, the This Morning co-host, Anthony Mason, and she said, "One of the preparations that I do always, whenever I perform, is I say a mantra to myself, which is, I am the daughter of black writers. We're descended from freedom fighters who broke through chains and changed the world. They call me." And basically that is the way that I prepare myself for the duty that needs to get done. So she believes that poetry can be an instrument for social change. And she said, inherently, you're pushing against the status quo because poetry demands that you rupture and destabilize the language in which you are working with, always in that tradition of truth-telling. So big up Amanda Gorman. And she had some famous quotes as well, some sayings. And she said, "For there is always light if we're only brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. There's always light if only we're brave enough to see it, and if only we're brave enough to be it." And she said, "We have seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith, we trust. Victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division." She said, "We are victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division."
Amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Hear that, Emmanuel?
True indeed. Black unity and that. But yeah, big up Amanda Gorman and big up Matthew Henson. All done.
Wonderful. Let's get into our headlines.
All right. Before we jump in, can I just pop this up on the screen? Our babes, Lauren Louise, has another event. I think it's this Tuesday coming up, Tuesday the 8th of October. And it is I Love Live and ERNB.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the link in the description. And she left this on Discord. Good morning, TDA family. We are having another Bloom show on Tuesday and I've allocated half-price tickets, especially for you all. Use the code WeLoveTDA for half-price tickets.
Sick.
Love TDA for half-price tickets.
Big up, Lauren.
All right, all the time. Okay, now we push on to the headlines.
All right, people. So our first set of headlines, right? So I remember talking about this briefly and saying we need to do a topic of the day on this, so maybe next week. But long story short, a bill will be introduced to Parliament to legalise assisted dying in England and Wales. The change in the law has been proposed by the Labour MP Kim Leadbeater. As MP for the Spen Valley, she recently topped the private members' ballot, meaning her proposed bill will be the first to be debated. Private members' bills, which are proposed by backbench MPs rather than by the government, rarely become law. But there has recently been growing momentum behind legalising assisted dying. In March, ITV...
The UK?
Apparently, yeah.
Interesting.
In March, ITV News filmed the now Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, telling assisted dying campaigner Esther Ranson that he wanted a debate and vote on the matter within the current Parliament. So obviously this was prior to him being the Prime Minister. Now he is. I guess we're going to get it now. Anyway, the Labour leader is personally in favour of assisted dying, but he said that he would allow his MPs to have a free vote on the matter, meaning that they can make up their own mind about whether to vote for the bill or not. I understand the Prime Minister won't publicly champion the bill out of respect for parliamentary procedure. Starmer is also focused on delivering his own manifesto pledges as a first priority. However, number 10 does not intend to frustrate the bill's passage, as has sometimes happened with previous private members under past governments.
This is what I think it is. We are definitely in the end times.
But in some countries, they do that already, innit?
They got in the end times quicker than we did. That's wild.
Next headline, and US officials say that they have been having a number of conversations with their Israeli counterparts in the aftermath of Iran's missile attack on Tuesday, but they've declined to say when or how Israel planned to respond and whether the US had drawn any red lines. President Joe Biden told reporters that he did not believe a widely expected Israeli strike against Iran would come on Thursday. That's what he's saying. So he was speaking to a bunch of reporters at the White House on Thursday when asked if he would allow Israel to retaliate against Iran. And he said, first of all, we don't allow Israel. We advise Israel. And there's nothing going to happen today. At a brief press briefing, U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller declined to offer more specifics about Israel's plans vis-a-vis Iran or Lebanon, where Israeli forces have continued to bomb civilian areas and where Israeli soldiers invading Lebanese territory have for a second day come face-to-face with Hezbollah. He went on to say, we are having ongoing conversations with them about the options that they are considering, but I'm going to keep everything about these conversations private. So yeah, when they become known, we'll let you guys know. And the last headline, Emmanuel Macron has said that the EU could die unless it makes makes itself more competitive with the US and China. The French president said that the bloc was over-regulating and under-investing at the Berlin Global Dialogue event. Washington and Beijing both outstripped the EU in economic output and investment, he said, before calling on the bloc to complete its banking union package of financial rules. Member states also needed to press for global trade rules to be kept fair. That's what he said when he was speaking to Bloomberg. He also went on to say the EU could die. We're on the verge of a very important moment. Our former model is over. We are over-regulating and under-investing. And in 2 to 3 years to come, if we follow our classical agenda, we will be out of the market. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, let's get into what you're saying, topic of the day.
Because you didn't want to do your homework.
Good morning, people.
It's definitely a trigger warning, Brent. You need to put the finger.
A massive
It's
one.
wild.
Big trigger warning. There's a lot of bad stuff that happened.
Bro, you don't even
Says
know.
the guy who didn't do his homework.
Imagine one job he had.
I had many. Anyway, I'm going to hand it over to our esteemed host, Justine,
No,
the
esteemed.
fitness queen.
Can you imagine all the
On the
sweet talking?
scene.
Literally. No, don't.
No,
no.
on the
mean, yeah, I
scene.
mean.
No.
What by?
Okay, so guys, I spoke about it on Monday, and it was the monster show on Netflix, the Lau and Eric Menendez story. And I wanted everyone to watch it if they had time, but clearly some of the people in this room didn't, because I wanted to discuss their thoughts on whether they thought the story that, I guess their defense, whether they felt their defense was a true story or whether they made it up. So massive, 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 massive trigger warning for those that haven't watched the series. It's a true story about two brothers who basically murder their parents, literally in cold blood, and then basically. Then they kill their parents. They plan to kill their parents. They kill their parents and then call the police and say that they've come home to find their parents dead. Then they say they think it was the mafia. Their dad was very rich. He was a very
Working in
successful
swimming business.
He was a very, very successful businessman. And they basically said they felt that it was the mafia that did it. And then one of the brothers, obviously his conscience was eating him up. So he went to their family therapist and basically confessed and said that it was him and his brother that actually killed their parents. And then obviously that information got passed on to the police and then they got arrested. And
No, but do you know what? The information got passed on to the police because the therapist was cheating on his wife
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a side piece. And then he tried to frame the side piece. Then
Yeah.
she then said, oh, watch me play a thing
it's
up.
really messy.
Do you know, like, it's...
Yeah, it's so messy. But eventually, they ended up getting found out by the police, getting arrested.
Also, because one of the brothers is a playwright, and he wrote a
He wrote a
full-on
whole
play about the killing.
Yeah,
So then that friend also went to the police. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot. But the reason why I kind of skipped past all those details is because I want to talk about because those are things that I believe contribute to me questioning whether their defense is real. Basically,
Okay.
so that's why I kind of. Do you get what I mean?
okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So they so now they're on remand, right, for them to kind of bring up the investigation. So they then say, in their defense, the reason why they killed their parents is because they were getting molested by their father. So the eldest brother, Lyle. Yeah, so Lyle's the eldest brother, and he basically says from the age of like 5, his dad started molesting him, was groping him, oral sex, rape. I did say trigger warning, but it's a lot, right? So he said that's what used to happen to him, and then he started doing it to his brother, and then he found out later that his dad was doing it to his brother. So Eric is the youngest brother, so he basically was a victim of, I guess, SA from both his brother and his dad. And then as they got older, so it was only when they got older that the youngest brother confided in the eldest brother and let him know what was happening. And then they tried to kind of confront their parents.
Well, okay.
But
sorry. Did he confront his brother about what his brother was doing to him as well?
I don't really.
I think the brother one, it wasn't a consistent thing. I think it was just a one-time thing.
No. It wasn't. It was
no.
more. Yeah, it was more than that because he said that. Don't you even remember the bit where the parents called them in the shower?
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, basically, there was parts of it I had to skip.
Okay.
There was a whole episode that all they were doing was talking about all this, just going backwards, and I was like, yeah, I'm not because I'm an empath. Like things can switch my mood very easily, and I found myself in in a funky mood, and I didn't understand why. And the only thing that changed was I was watching this thing.
Yeah.
So I had to basically, there was an episode I just kept skipping. When I talk about skip, before I know the end, I said, okay, let me just go straight to the trial then.
Yeah.
But I think his brother stopped though.
Yeah, he did. He did. But so basically they said their father was molesting
No, do you know why he said he confronted his brother? Because he found out the mum knew.
I was about to say the mum knew.
No, but isn't that why he then confided in his brother about it in the first place? Why Eric told Lyle? But because remember when they do when they show it back, he came to him like, oh my gosh, she knows. Like she knows, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's when they went to confront him.
No, so remember he confronted his dad that day when the dad was when he was like, "Don't touch my brother," and he was like,
Oh,
"Your
yes,
dad,
yes,
your
yes,
brother,"
yes.
he was like, "Your brother's my son. I can do whatever I want."
Oh, yeah.
So basically, so the reason why they say they killed their mum is because they say their mum was aware of what was happening and just didn't say anything about it, right? So she kind of encouraged it and would make them seem like the villains, like, "Oh, your dad's only doing it because he loves you," or whatever. Or they'd be like their mum would, like, if one of them was in the room with like the parent, it's that the other one wasn't, like, "You can't go upstairs," or "Don't come," like she knew basically, but she didn't say anything about it. And it started with Eric, it started when he was doing tennis lessons. So it was like, he used to play tennis with his dad, and his dad used to shower with him after tennis, and it kind of developed from there, all this stuff. So obviously at first glance, I'm rattled. I'm thinking, oh my days. And in my head, it can only be something as mad as this to justify the way they killed their parents, because it's literally come home shotguns, like, and like, you even run out of bullets, you go back and reload and come and finish them off. Like, your mum is dead, like, or she's like on her last breath. He shot his dad in the face. Like, it was very, very gruesome and graphic.
Yeah.
So if it's coming from that place, it's understandable. Do you get what I mean? Now, the reason why it then started to become a thing where I was questioning the validity is several different things started to happen. So number one, like, as soon as they killed their parents, they went on a massive shopping spree, right? So next day they went and spent, I think, was it like 750k?
Yeah.
They went on a 750k shopping spree.
They got
like
Rolexes,
limos, like,
you know what got me?
La vida loca.
Do you know what got me is who was that guy? I know him as Cyrus because what was in Scandal, but when he was like, obviously, when they were like, "Oh, it's not safe for us to be at the house because the mafia might come back," he's like, "Oh, where do you want to do?" Like, Hotel Bel Air.
Like, they literally was just like, it was not giving any signs of we just killed our parents and we're guilty because they were molesting us. It was like, and then there was other things that were coming into play. So like, because they were bad breeds, like, their dad took them off the will. So their dad took them off their will, and I think there was like a certain turning point where it's like, they would then get like the trust fund money and stuff like that. So it was a bit debatable with that stuff. So essentially, the narrative was, these are just two sport rich kids who their parents were trying, like, their dad was strict though.
The dad was trying to discipline them.
Yeah, their dad was strict and very wanted to discipline them. And obviously he was an immigrant and worked his way up and like built himself to a really high standard. So he wanted the same from his kids.
Where were they from? Were they Mexican or?
Either I think they were Colombian.
Yeah, Colombian.
Yeah,
Okay.
Colombian. Yeah. So they didn't live up to their dad's expectations. So for him, and they were doing stupid stuff like breaking and stealing people's stuff in their houses.
Yeah, because dad wasn't giving them money.
Yeah, but
And they were like, they knew when their rich friends were out, when on
so they
holiday.
literally go on a
so
road and rob like rich, but they're rich as well though. So it's like, when it's dumb.
Yeah.
So when they get caught, their dad is literally writing checks to the families and saying like, don't press charges.
But that's
like,
why I always say that your parents are rich, you are not rich.
Yeah, like,
them kids is broke.
We're sorry, whatever. So they were just doing weird stuff like that. So there was that, and then like, I guess they would, and then also, this is what I just thought. They were now.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say they're Cuban. Apparently, they're Cuban.
Okay, Cuban. Yeah, I knew they were.
I knew they're Spanish child.
So it was either Colombian or Cuban. Yeah, so they're Cuban. So when they, obviously Eric, which is the youngest one, he started to obviously have like really mad dreams and stuff, and his conscience was killing him. So he obviously went and confessed to the therapist, and then they both went to prison, and then they got lawyers. Now, their lawyer originally was a guy who was just like
OJ's one, Shapiro.
Yeah. So they had him first. But this was even before the OJ case, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they
they had
met
him
them in prison.
They met OJ in prison, but yeah, they had him first, and he basically dropped the case.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, because he weren't buying it.
Because the family was like, they want them off, and he said, "I'm the guy you call to get a plea deal." It's like, these people are going to jail.
He said they killed,
it's about how long.
They killed their parents. He was like, listen,
this is silly.
They're not getting off scot-free. They are guilty of, whether it's manslaughter or murder is what we can debate. But my dear,
they're going to jail.
They're going to jail kind of thing. So he dropped the case. And then some other lady picked it up. And remember the conversation we had about what you're willing to like how far you're willing to go to protect your client in terms of if you know your clients are like,
yeah.
because yeah, she's ruthless, right? So they have her, and she is a mastermind of like, just to me, it was very, like coaching your clients to say what you need them to say, because what she taught them.
But you know what's interesting though? Because I feel like it depends whether you think that she actually taught them that. Because she had that reputation because there was a case she'd had before, and she basically got that person to plead to basically do the whole molestation thing, blah blah blah, whatever. So that person ended up being scot free. So now she's got this case because I believe that they were molested. So if you believe that they actually were, she didn't actually coach them then to say that. But because she has people think that she would lie and steal and cheat to win. Now people don't really believe because, girl, we've seen you play this card before.
No, but do you know what it was for me though? Because again, when I'm watching how things are playing out, right?
Yeah.
If this generally is something that actually happened to you,
Yeah.
you shouldn't need cue points. You shouldn't be told what to say because this is your reality, right? Do you understand what I mean? Like,
But he was told what to say.
don't you remember the episode where she was coaching Lyle to the point where he faked his tears, and afterwards she was like, "Now that's believable." Where she she kept asking him the questions, and he couldn't he was being very nonchalant and very
No, but I don't see that as her coaching. I see it as he didn't want to talk about it. And she was like, if you're trying to get empathy from the jury who are going to be the ones to make the decision, you need to let them in on what it, because with the other brother, he straight down was breaking down, like you can see the uncomfortableness and whatever, but it's like with the other one, he just kind of shut it out because he was even like, at some point, like later on in the show, he was at his brother, like when they were arguing in the prison, when the other one didn't really give a great testimony, he was like, oh, they were basically kind of blame each other, whatever, but then he was just like, do you know what? They deserved it. Like, we can't forget what they did to us. They deserve what happened to them. So I feel like it's a thing, because that's what it is with like victims of abuse. It's not something that you would, like, your brain shuts down things that are very traumatic that you can't that you can't deal with. Obviously, what didn't help him was then he had a girlfriend telling her, talking about, oh, I've been teaching myself how to cry every day.
This is what I'm saying.
Boy.
So I can't. This is why, yeah. Like I said, at first, I was on side, but then when I'm watching you write a book and say, no, we're going to get money because I'm writing a book, we're going to be the most famous people in the world, yeah? And then when I'm seeing you on the phone to this fake girlfriend that you've met because she's been writing in as a fan, and you've now got gassed over her to the point where you're on the phone to her telling her everything and telling her, oh, we're going to tell them that this is what we did to our parents. We're going to tell them this. I've been teaching myself how to cry. Like, you've literally discredited everything you've said because you're doing pillow talk to someone who's recording you, by the way. So she recorded everything and leaked it to the press.
Wow.
Because at first, everyone was on their side and everyone was like, victims. The moment all of that, obviously, it's for money, innit? Everything got leaked and it painted them in a completely different light, and it started to poke a lot of holes in their story. And sorry, Esther, but how are you telling your girlfriend to lie and say that your dad raped her and say you'll pay her money? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because at that point,
I'm sorry.
Because I feel like at that point, that what they wanted to do was paint their dad as a monster, and they weren't. I feel like they didn't. I don't think they really believed that the whole molestation thing was going to.
And that was at the beginning.
Yeah,
that was right at the beginning. So that's why
he was so silly. He was missing all his friends, but
I can't. It's given, and again, if you're then talking to the people that live in the house, not the cousins, not the people that live, the maid, the housemaid, the cleaner, the gardener, people that have literally lived in your house for over 10 years who are always there, and they're getting questioned and asked, was there any violence? And there was no violence. We never heard shouting. Like, they never saw any signs of that stuff. If anybody's going to see that, it's not your cousins that come and visit once every 6 months. It's the people that live in your household, yeah, that are there consistently. And they were like, no. Like, we've worked with this family for years. We never saw any signs of anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was just a lot. Like, for me, it was, I didn't know what way to go. It was so, like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at first, 100%, I was just like, no, their parents deserved it. Do you know what I mean? But then, as the story unfolded, I just thought, guys, what are we doing here? Like, again, if this is genuine and this is what really happened to you, to me, you wouldn't have to go to these extents. You literally said to your girlfriend, I need you to do me a favor and lie and say that my dad raped you. And she was just like, no. And he was like, but I'll pay you. Why?
Yeah.
And then you're saying you're saying to your friend, oh, can you basically say that on this day X, Y, and Z happened? And he was like, no, because that didn't happen. He was like, yes, it did. You just don't remember. Again, you're now going to the extent to coerce other people into jumping onto your lie Do you get what I mean? Like that stuff there was just screaming out to me, and I was just like, I don't know if I can believe this, to be honest with you. And this isn't me discrediting what they experienced. I just think, yeah, it was just becoming too hard to believe at the end of the day.
I thought they were desperate and just wanted to like pull whatever strings they can.
But your desperation is making it 10 times worse.
Because then also as well, so they've actually, one of the brothers, I think it was Eric, he's put a statement out through his wife in prison saying that Ryan Murphy, who's the guy who basically wrote it, basically wrote his brother in a bad light that isn't actually the reality of how things went. So it did a whole thing about how they've moved forward. And this is why I also believe them, because so they've actually got a hearing. Well, they've got a review next month, actually, in November, where they might actually just get, because I think there's like new evidence or something like that in the case or whatever. So they're going to get the case reviewed, where there's 3 options where they might just be allowed for time serve and then get released, or they might have to go before the parole board, or they'll just be told, stay there, basically. So they could actually come out next month. But then also, whilst they've been in prison, they've done so much work. One of them is a graduate, actually. I think it was Lyle. He graduated and everything. But they both got wives. But they've done a lot of work for like over the past 20 years or something like that, doing work with like people that have been abused by their parents and stuff like that. You ain't keeping up a lie like that for over 30 years. If it was that much of a lie. But like, they're very influential within prison and stuff like that. Like, and obviously they separated them at the end, but then they got back together, which was actually cute. They were reunited and ended up back in the same prison. I believe them. I just think that when they're in prison and they're in court and they're seeing the juries, that like, you don't know what's going to work because just relying, because obviously when they do the testimonies and whatnot. So when the first brother did his testimony, he was lying, the one that was writing to the girlfriend. He gave a good performance. Took you then. He's not the person I would have thought would give the good.
You know what? I was surprised.
performance.
Literally,
I was very surprised.
I thought everyone was gonna side with Eric because Eric
That's what I
has a
thought.
lot of more
He's like,
empathy and
it's just-
emotional.
yeah. But then when Eric was doing it, they end up there was like a hurricane or something like that, earthquakes going on at the same around that time. So they couldn't be in the right court. They had to go to some other courtroom. But then the mic was messy, so he had to keep doing this and like. So he looks like a crazy person. So that for them didn't help because he just didn't look sensible kind of thing. So, and then the jury ended up being a hung jury because there was someone who just didn't believe that blah 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 blah.
Do you know
So
what
ended up
made
getting a mistrial.
Do you know
So that
what-
means they have to do it all again. And then because they were doing it all again, it means they couldn't use the molestation thing, even though that's the biggest
Why?
reason why they said they did it. Because the judge said that that's why they got a hung jury, because people couldn't decide whether or not the story was true. So he was like, they have to use other arguments. That's why the second one went the way it did. And then also the judge in the second one appeared to be so biased, where that the prosecution was like, he would say stuff that typically a lawyer shouldn't be saying, like trying to convince the jury about certain things that sway their minds or whatever, like bring up stuff that hasn't been entered into evidence or whatever. And then she would object, and the judge would be like, overruled. It's fine. He hated her guts.
That prosecution was, I said, yeah,
was crazy,
Brent
man.
is due because he was not. He
So
was not
honestly,
playing.
it was an easy win for him. Like he could have won that just saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, they did that," and people would just voted yes anyway. But because they got that mistrial in the first one, and then because of the mistrial, that was when
And
that
you know
tallied
what, you're
with when
right,
the
that's-
books,
yeah.
when the book got
The
released.
issue was after
now everyone's
that
changed.
is when
Yeah.
all the stuff got leaked and exposed.
Yeah,
so
'cause
obviously, if it hadn't happened until that point, they probably would have.
They would have got away with it if they didn't
I
have a
don't
hung
think
jury.
they
I think
would
they
have
would have got
got.
away with
I
it.
don't think they would have got manslaughter or something.
I don't think so. I feel like they would have gone because the
No, but you
jury-
have to. Esther, you can't kill 2 people because remember, it can't be your defense can't be self-defense because it's still premeditated. That's what the guy was saying. Like,
Yeah, but
if
that's the thing though. The first hearing was based off self-defense.
But I'm saying it
But
could
the
never
second one
really
wouldn't-
be.
couldn't.
It can't be like they were never gonna get off. That's why the
You think so?
100% because they
But wait, what was the
because they killed. The thing is, they killed someone. They
Yeah,
killed
but
their
then if
parents.
it's-
But
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, remember they got murder for the first degree. Like they would have got a lesser sentence, is what I'm saying. But they wouldn't have got away scot-free because essentially. They killed someone. Self-defense. What did you see? What they were saying? It's premeditated to the point where you lot went and got guns. You went and you like all of that stuff that
Yeah.
you did. Yeah, is premeditated. Yes, but in that moment, it's premeditated because it was planned. You
Yeah,
came
but then
home.
the judge gave them 2 options though.
What 2 options?
I can't remember what they were, but because if it's self-defense and if it's in a case of where you just snapped and whatever, because with murder and manslaughter,
It's with the intent
it's
to
to do
kill.
with, yeah, it's to do with intent to kill. I think they could have gotten away with it because
I don't think they
because the
would've.
lawyers were talking about like, oh, we're going to try and get you out. So how would they have gotten them out?
I don't think they would have got off.
Because otherwise they could have taken a plea deal. If there was an option, because you can be scot free even if it's self defense. You can.
I didn't think the self defense was gonna fly though.
No, but that's what they were arguing. They were arguing self defense, but obviously the prosecution was like there was a it was premeditated because you went and da. But the people on the defense are saying it was self defense, and also they had family who were like, no, they were harsh. So even like with the people that work with you, I feel people are very good at masking. It's possible to work for family and whatever else and not know what the realities are. Like it happens all the time where people are like, oh, I never would have known. I never would have thought that. Even within a household with the mum and the dad and a kid living at home, like there's abuse that can be going on. You don't have a clue. So I wouldn't really take on the testimonies of the what's it called? Like the people that were the service providers in the house, because the family, as in the mum and the dad's siblings, were saying they were very harsh, they were mean, they would smack them, they would do like. So if they're saying that, who's Molly the maid? No one cares about your testimony, girl. Sit down.
Yeah, but then I'm also seeing that from the point of at the end of the day, you've lost your sibling, right? So family's family regardless. But for me, it's like you've lost your sibling. And you don't want to lose your nephews either. Do you get what I mean? At this point, it's a loss regardless.
Not if they're killers. I wouldn't have thought that. Not if they're
That's how I saw it. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I weren't really, and even with the cousins and stuff, it was like their stories were like,
No, because a lot of people who get charged for like murder and stuff like that, and who are like on death row, whatever, the first thing they lose is family. Family is not supporting you when especially when you kill like that's their brother. Before their brother before that was your dad. That was my brother. That was my sister. I'm not defending you. I'm not backing you. I'm not backing that on account of you're my nephew. All I have left. If you're a killer, that's a stupid piece to be left with.
Would they have got caught if they didn't confess? That's a question that Black Rob asked.
You know what? Do you know what? I'm not sure because to be fair,
there's a lot of things they shouldn't have done. That
in the beginning, like they were literally believing that it was the mafia. And what was dumb was, do you remember when they went to court and they were like, "Oh, do you think it was?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was the mafia." And like. When their parents first got killed and they went to court, like they were literally just in some fine suit and just glasses and just going with the narrative.
I feel like they wouldn't have got caught. First of all, if
if Eric didn't,
it's a lot of things though. First of all, if Eric never confessed to the therapist, they wouldn't have got caught because that man is a sicko. He tried to blackmail them.
Yeah, blackmail them.
Talking about, okay, since they got all this money, can you invest in my company?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have got caught if Eric didn't say it was the mafia. If Eric didn't confess to the therapist. Also though, when the police came, Eric must have said something like, "Oh, it's the mafia. Like you know how they're messy with how they do." There was that. Also. Do you know what it is? So basically, they said that when they went, because they killed them, they went out tried to make an alibi, like form an alibi, wherever it is. Then they came back. So when they killed them, when they came back and then called the police or whatever, it's believable. However, when they took the temperature of the bodies, of the liver, it was like they died 4 hours ago. But then when he came back, he claimed that there was smoke in the room. But the smoke happened when he was shooting them up from the shotgun. So if he hadn't said that, hadn't confessed to the therapist, hadn't written the screenplay, but then also whilst they were in jail, if Lau hadn't tried to convince people to do that, because I actually feel like I feel like even in jail they could have gone away with it. But his book and him trying to convince people is what it was. And I also feel like they should have just calmed down on the spending. But then with the spending, it's like grief works in different ways,
exactly,
innit?
I was gonna say.
But I feel like 150K in 24 hours.
But then also as well, the therapist. I feel like they should have never told anybody. But the therapist then told his side piece because he was scared for his life. He thought they were going to kill him.
Yeah.
So then he then told his side piece and said, "Oh, come here with a gun, blah, 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 blah." She's come, she's heard, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a whole thing. I feel like if they just didn't tell anybody, they possibly could have gone away with it. But also letting them know that when you came in the room, it was full of smoke. And then telling them that, and then them saying like, police making a thing about like, this is messy. Them saying, yeah, but you know how the mafia move. They try to be messy.
It's like, what do you mean? Like, how do you know this? Because you've gone and read a book and like, and that's the thing. Like,
and they got the idea. Sorry, you got the idea from a film that he really loves.
And then also the fact that, remember, he spoke to his friend and said to his friend, like when his friend was in court and saying, "Oh, like, he already told me before, like we spoke about it," and was like, "Oh, imagine one day, like, do you get what I mean?" So it's like, there was a lot of they done themselves over.
But he was just very childish and silly. But I do believe them though.
But can I be honest?
Because they could have just
About
spent their
whether
time
it was-
in
Whether I would say childish though, because didn't this happen when they were like in their late? Have I got it wrong? Like how old
they were
they were?
18, 21 or something like that.
No, I don't think they were. I think they were
late
old.
20s?
I thought that was the case.
Yeah, but
Hold on.
you know how these rich sport white kids be? They're like,
Hold on.
they're just very immature anyway.
They went to jail.
So you
But they went
believe them?
before they went to jail, though, they were in jail for like 6 years. OJ came and went.
I think it was free. It was free. They were
Was
in
it
there for
free?
3 years, yeah. And then OJ came when they were in there.
What are you going to ask me, man?
Oh yeah, so you believe the molestation stuff,
Yeah.
but you obviously know, or at least you believe there was just additional seasoning.
Because you know what it is? Because obviously with Netflix and stuff like that, unless it's a Lifetime documentary and you got the real people speaking, you're always going to add a bit of season to it.
Yeah.
And I think, and with the brother that released the statement, he was just like, you've painted my brother you've painted him to be completely what he isn't. Obviously for entertainment, but he was like, also like, we've moved on from this and now this is the work we do. Like, they spent the past 20 years doing jobs like helping like other victims and stuff like that. I just don't think you commit to such an act for that long, because they also knew public shifted because they were getting a lot of fan mail. And then it switched to hate mail after the whole book situation and blah, 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 blah. So like they have no reason to keep on this act because they became forgotten.
Yeah.
Because they even said when the OJ thing happened, that was part of what caused them to be forgotten. Because obviously OJ got away with what he did.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, like, yeah, we're going to get away with it. And then they were like, no, because the whole OJ, like, there's been a lot of uproar and stuff like that. Like, you're going to be the ones they make an example of. So and I feel like they made an example of them because the judge was ridiculously careless. So I feel like there's been a lot of entertainment factor added into it. And I think that just in the way, like, they're both married now. One of them even adopted. So his wife, Tammy, her ex-husband died or something like that. So he adopted her daughter. So that she's the one who's been releasing a statement about what's going to happen next month with the hearing and blah, blah, blah. Like, I just don't think if you lied about molestation, you're really doing 20 years,
Yeah.
You've done
25.
30,
I know you're
yeah.
in jail and whatnot, but there's other things you could do. Like, they seem really lovely. Even the actor that plays Eric, he says he went with Kim Kardashian to meet them. And it's like, they're just so lovely. But then criminals have that effect on people though.
No, of course.
So the criminals,
Like,
they do,
Yeah.
sociopaths and whatnot. But I do believe it. Because I think people don't deep what like sexual abuse can be like. And the way the stats, it tends to be people that you know. And the whole point of it is going to be a secret. One of the things was that also the dad told him they ever told him where they would kill them. And then that was saying how the younger one was saying how he told his older brother. And they felt threatened that the dad was going to kill them. But obviously, I feel like the writer was biased because you showed us all these things about the parents and then right at the end, the last scene is, so basically they went on a boat trip and they felt like the parents were going to kill them on the boat trip because the boat trip was meant to be like in the morning, and all of a sudden the parents were like, oh, we're going to go at 4 p.m. and they're like, how are we going from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m? Like 4 p.m. is darker, so they're like, what are we going to do that? So when they're on the boat, in the previous scenes, they showed them like the boys just scared and just isolate themselves from the parents or whatever. But in the last scene, also we know about their dad, that the dad was always cheating on the mum and whatever. Like basically the mum is a white woman. Obviously his dad is Cuban. She basically disobeyed her family, going with him and whatever. So her family basically disowned her and
You know
whatever.
what kills me
And then
when
like
she-
everything was about her, the dad and whatever. And also they claimed that one of the reasons why they shot their mum was because their mum was suicidal. So they've seen notes about from her like she was always suicidal. And also because she supports their dad to death, they knew that if they just killed their dad, she would have done something crazy, whatever. So in the scene in the boat where they thought their parents were going to kill them, we see their parents moving a bit shifty or weird, whatever. And the mum always carried a gun as well. We're going on the boat.
she
why
was
she got a gun in
trigger
there?
happy, innit? She actually used to collect guns.
She was,
and
yeah,
stuff.
she was a gun collector. So, but then in the last, very final scene, after they've been sentenced, whatever, we see that boat trip again, and then you see the parents talking about, "Oh, I love you so much," and then dad is telling the mum, "Oh, you should go back to being a journalist."
He's gonna stop
And
cheating.
I'm just like, And this was before I even like looked at all the, like what the real life story is. I was like, what side are we on? Like, this is a bit. So I just feel like I felt it was very exaggerated for that because it was just very, very conflicting. And I just feel like if you're doing a show, because I left the show confused because it was just it was just weird. But I just feel like. I feel like the family. I feel like the first people to disown you if you do something as heinous as that is family. You killed their brother and their sister. There's no way they're supporting you. There's no way. But the fact that the family were there, like, nah, like, this is whatever. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
My thing was, I don't know. That's why I wanted us to talk about it.
But I don't think it's a good documentary. Because why am I leaving the documentary thing? I don't know.
confused.
That's silly.
And then I got stuck down a rabbit hole on TikTok, and
Yeah,
I
same.
just kept seeing. So I just was like, "Oh, guys, you're confusing me."
But then also
I
as
don't
well,
know.
though, when you see the real footage of them in court, sorry, you can't coach people to cry to actually like break down on the stand like that. She was real.
You say that though. I'm not saying that they were,
Yeah.
but I think you can definitely coach people to cry. There's actual psychopaths that are out there that
Yeah, but it's about
legit. So
yeah, but then it's about the mannerisms and stuff like that. There's other things. There's body language. There's other things to look at.
I know, but
beyond you just rehearsing a cry.
But there's serial killers. That there's people that actually what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think they're
does
serial killers,
exist.
though.
So I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not completely.
I wouldn't put it
writing
past
off.
people, to be fair, to do stuff like that. But because I don't think they're serial killers, I don't think you can teach people that actually killed their parents for money that. Especially if they knew they were out of the will and whatnot, and they weren't going to get money. Obviously, there was the whole safe thing as well, where they wanted to break into safe to see if they were going to be in the will or not. Because they forgot that they weren't going to be in the will. Then they remembered and they were like, oh, what if it actually changed it before he died and whatnot? Then they had to steal the safe, try to break into it. It's the whole thing.
How did they get the $750,000 to spend?
Because basically, when they first died, other people didn't know that they weren't going to be in the will. So they're just seen as your dad's estate.
Okay.
So like, I feel like it was just there. It was just money that the parents have. So it's like,
Oh, so
And
Okay,
didn't
you
his
guys
dad
do
have
that.
like
Yeah.
50
Okay.
mil or something in an offshore account or something crazy like that?
yeah, they claimed that
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
And then obviously, as
Like, his dad
as they
was
do the
rich,
funeral
rich.
and then they come and read the thing, the executor of the will, blah blah blah, then it's come out that. But then the will wasn't there as well. Well, they claimed the will wasn't there. Obviously, they're trying to paint that the brother stole the will, but the will wasn't there. And so obviously, if there's no will, then they just automatically give it to the kids. And they're saying that, and they try to say that they killed the mum because obviously with the mum, if the dad was alive, no, then the maid found the actual will in a closet hidden somewhere in the house, and the will actually basically gave it to the mum. And I think if the mum wasn't there, then it would be the kids, something like that. That's in their favor. It was interesting there, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they're out next month.
Why
But it's like they've
why
had like
next month?
interviews over, because there's a review coming up.
Oh, because they got life without parole, innit?
Yeah, they got life without parole.
So they've done 30
It
years.
was either
I
that or
believe.
death sentence. They were trying to go
Yeah.
for the death penalty.
Serious.
Yeah, so but the second jury, when they found them guilty, they had to decide whether they were going to go for life in prison or death penalty. It was crazy though, because one of the women that was pushing for death penalty, and she said she was making a life mission.
The one.
Yeah, she said she was gonna make a life mission to convince everybody to go for death penalty. She had a heart attack while she was doing speech.
Yeah, literally.
So you're doing too much.
She was too invested.
Now your life is gone. Every people that you wanted to give a death penalty, now they're still alive, and here you are, over yonder.
Thank you very much for that, Gina. Appreciate it. And Esther, of course.
It was
thank
interesting.
You are welcome.
All right.
Against our next headlines.
Let's do it. All right, people. Obviously, a lot of stuff is happening in the Middle East, and a British woman who was among more than 150 people to be evacuated from Lebanon has described her anguish at leaving her life in the Middle Eastern country behind. So she was speaking to the BBC, and she said, "My life is out there, so it feels strange being back here." The 31-year-old arrived in Birmingham on Wednesday on board the first UK flight that was chartered by the UK government. Even though she's now staying with her parents in Ealing in West London, Miss Taper, that's her name, Isabel Taper, said that she feels guilty for leaving her boyfriend and cats in Lebanon. She said everything just feels very surreal. Since Wednesday's flight, the UK government has said it will charter a limited number of flights from Beirut to evacuate hundreds of British nationals and their dependents. The Foreign Office said that the flights will continue as long as the security situation allows, with more departing on Thursday. Next headline, and the UK government has announced it has agreed a deal with Mauritius to settle historic sovereignty claims in a remote but strategically important cluster of islands in the Indian Ocean. The deal, reached out after years of negotiations, will see the UK hand over the Chagos Islands to Mauritius in a historic move. The agreement includes the largest island in the archipelago, which is Diego Garcia, which is currently used as a joint military base by the UK and the United States and will remain so as part of the deal. The government said that for the first time in more than 50 years, the status of the base will be undisputed and legally secure following a political agreement between the UK and Mauritius. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one, big trigger warning. A woman has been found guilty of the manslaughter of her 4 sons who died.
I saw. They're so cute as well.
Sad, man. They died in a house fire while she was out shopping.
Oh, wow. She has to go to prison for that.
She left them at home by themselves, and the house on fire.
See, stuff like that, yeah. I feel like there's deeper conversations to be had about stuff like that. Because she clearly has no help.
Yeah, true.
Which is why she thought, okay, let me run to the shop quickly and like, and now she has to go to prison for that.
Sad, man.
What do you think about that, Emmanuel?
That's horrible.
I hear it though, man, because I feel like, especially if we know the situation where it's like there's nobody, like,
That's horrible.
I feel like we have to be realistic here. Do you know the amount of parents who do this? Like, everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? So you're just hoping for the best. You're hoping, okay, cool, I'll be back in time, this, that, and the third. Especially back in the day when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? So for it to be an unfortunate thing where something's happened where all her kids are dead, it's obviously not on purpose. It's sad, but...
That's sad, man.
You know what I
That's
mean?
actually very sad.
While she's there in prison, she's also suffering because she knows what she
She's
did.
still grieving.
Yeah.
So have they punished her because they think that she was responsible?
Well...
When I say
neglect, innit?
responsible, obviously neglect is there, right? But she's lost everything now.
Yeah.
She's lost everything now.
Exactly.
So what are they punishing her for?
Neglect.
So
That's child abandonment.
so they're looking after the interest of those that are no longer here.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But if those that are no longer here were everything to her,
The law don't care, man. They don't care. You go in prison and you go and grieving there.
is it to basically send a message to those who think about running to the shop?
No, it's that what you did is illegal. You shouldn't leave children.
But
Because it is because
you don't really
it's
care
illegal.
about my children.
They don't, but that's it. But unfortunately, the law of the land is what it is. They definitely don't give two shits about your children. However, though, it is illegal to do that, and so illegal acts get punished. Because when they arrest people for supplying drugs, they don't care about the victims of the drugs. They don't care to rehabilitate them or get them off the drugs. Is that you're breaking a law, and that's that. You breaking a law doesn't have to cause harm or not cause that. It doesn't matter. You've broken the law, and these are the consequences for doing that.
I think you have to also look at the other angle as well, though, Brent. Like Esther saying, breaking of the law, yeah? What about those who potentially could use this law or this outcome to protect themselves? So let's just say there's somebody who didn't want their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you do that,
you do that and you just say, well, I was stressed, I'm by myself, no dad, no parents, no one to help me, and this is what happened.
She didn't
You know what I
just
mean?
said there were pots of poo all around. What's that?
I don't know, I guess
So
So
are
are
they
they
trying
trying
to
to say that she was it wasn't
Yeah.
a one, or she's a negligent mother?
Yeah, well, we don't have
That speaks to
facts
the
for that,
stress,
though.
though,
Did they
innit?
speak? Did they?
Let me
you know,
read
sometimes
through
when
it,
things
yeah.
like this happen, people just start rumors, child. Not gin and gist, but the public.
Yeah.
I think she may have mental health concerns.
Yeah,
There's
most
also that
probably.
as well.
Anyway, let me read it so we have a bit more of the story. So her name's Deveka Rose. She was 30 years old. She had left her 2 sets of twins alone when a fire ripped through their terraced house in Sutton on the evening of the 16th of December. This is 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So Leighton and Logan Hof, aged 3, and the 4-year-olds Kyson and Bryson Hof were unable to escape the locked house and died under a bed.
That's imaginative.
Sad, man.
Bryson.
She was found not guilty of a single count of child cruelty, was granted bail, and now will be sentenced on the 15th of November. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so the guilty verdict was reached with a majority of 11-1 among the jurors. After more than 3 hours of deliberations, the family had been living in squalor, surrounded by rubbish and human excrement. Yeah, like Jenna just is saying, before the tragedy, this is what they heard at the trial. And the prosecutor, Kate Lumsden KC, had told the court that there was rubbish thickly spread throughout the house. The toilet and the bath were full of rubbish and could not be used. Buckets and pots were used as toilets instead. The boys were trapped and ran upstairs calling for help. A neighbor tried to break down the front door, before the firefighters went in and found the children's bodies under the bed.
Under the bed. Oh, man.
So sad.
That's horrible, man. That's really horrible.
So sad. But yeah, that's it for our headlines, guys. It's time to pay them bills.
All right, man. Let's get into Wedding Road.
Under the bed. It's good that the state looked after them then. Cause
Why?
They
Wasn't
ran
it state?
them-
Was a neighbor
that put him under the bed?
or the firefighters?
That put him under the bed?
Who put him under the bed?
Basically, I've pictured the scene.
Okay.
So they were scared, and maybe the eldest said, "Come."
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
then got them under the bed, and I immediately get vexed with the parent now. Do you understand? Because they had to basically fend it for themselves.
Okay, fair.
So that's just where my mind went.
Yeah, clearly.
Jail that woman. That's where my mind went basically.
Yes, so no, you didn't put finger point.
Yeah. Because if you know that they're little ones, then tell the neighbor I'm popping up for a bit.
You think that people don't have community like that, you know?
It's true, man.
People don't have community like that. Like, it's just not that. Like, this society, especially when you compare it to like back home and stuff, there's no community here. We live a very individualized life here. Obviously, when tragedies happen and you see people band together, but if you're going out, every time you're popping out, you're a single mother, every time you're popping out, you're going to be telling the neighbor, oh, sorry, do you mind? At some point, it gets annoying. You ask a neighbor for something twice, they're thinking, okay, she's just always asking for this. Obviously, if you've got a nice neighbor who you can return the favor for, and that's why sometimes, say people live somewhere where it's like, I'm a single parent, you're a single parent, they do a thing of like, okay, when you got to something, I'll watch the kids. And then people try and find that kind of community to build, but typically, there isn't help for single people. Even two-parent households struggle. How much more a single-parent household? It just isn't what I think when we hear these stories, it's obviously very, very sad, but the solutions we'll come up with are not realistic. Because realistically, it's just not going to happen. It's difficult, man. But it's sad.
Babies.
It's very like even like when I had the house fire, my sister was trying to sort out the fire, and then my youngest sister, because we talked about like our kid, like we play, my sister plays with their kids and whatever. They just happened to ask her, "Oh, why are you outside?" But anyone else that was walking would never have asked her why you outside. Them asking her why you outside was when she was like, "Oh, I think there's a fire," and then her husband then ran in my house trying to get my sister out, and went because my car was at home, so he went in all the rooms and whatever else. But if that was a random person that lived on our road, sees us all the time, they're not asking. It's only because literally the kids play together, like they were at her birthday party, like they know us. But anybody else wouldn't have had a clue. Like even when the kitchen blew up and whatever, not everyone came out the house. Because people have a thing in this country of minding your business. Like we've seen the case of when people like getting attacked in public or getting stabbed or whatever. And people just sit there. What was that train one? People just sit there, like, what are they going to do? Because people obviously have to think about their safety, which is not a bad thing, but it's just not that community thing as it used to be.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Even like the girl I saw this morning, how many cars drove past? People don't, and then even if you're the person that stops or whatever, people call you a fool. People be like, yeah, but they could have had this, they could have had that. So it's sad, man. It's sad, but love and light at all parties involved, man.
Indeed.
Okay, Millie Brown, who is from Stranger Things, the girl. Yeah, she got married. Really, really sweet. So she had a secret wedding in May, and she's married to a guy called John Bon Jovi. That's a very strong name. I don't know what he does. Okay. Well, he's the second son of Jake Bon Jovi, so that's great. But anyways, so they got married in May, and she released her picture. I love her dress so much. It's such a nice, simple dress. It's just gorgeous. But anyway, she posted pictures from her wedding, and she said, "Forever and always, your wife." Really, really cute. And obviously, he posted his and talked about "Forever and always, your husband." Really, really sweet, man. And obviously, she's young as well, and it's just very wholesome. There was a time where Drake was trying to be a friend. I can't bring her up without talking about that. Very weird dynamic there. But anyway, congratulations to her and her lovely partner. So I talked about the other day, John Amos, who passed away, right? And he actually passed away in August, and the family there's been a lot of drama with that, you know. First of all, apparently his son is the one who was taking care of him. I did mention that when I talked about it Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. But apparently the rest of the family weren't even notified that he died. So they only found, as in like when I say the rest of the family, I don't mean strangers and nephews. I mean his daughter.
Crazy.
They only found out, the rest of the siblings only found out when we found out, as in when it was put out in the press. But also, so there's been a lot of drama with him apparently a few years now, where the daughter basically did a whole thing about calling out, she felt like it was like elder abuse going on. Because being taken care of and whatever, and she felt like there was elder abuse going on. But then obviously, John Amos, I think he did an interview around the time saying, oh no, she's just concerned and blah, blah, blah. But apparently he's going through things. So he's not all the way, for lack of a better word, all the way there and whatever. So apparently they've been having like back and forths about taking care of him and whatever. So they actually believe that he was neglected at the time of his death and he probably passed away by himself. And also, why they also feel like the death is suspicious because the brother had him cremated. So now there's no they can't do anything. They just have to accept that the man died. So his daughter, who's called Shannon, her name is Shannon. She says, "I am without words. Our family has received the heartbreaking news that my dad, John Allen Amos Jr., transitioned on 21st of August. We are devastated and left with so many questions about how this happened 45 days ago. Learning about it through the media, like so many of you, this should be a time of honoring and celebrating his life. Yet we are struggling to navigate the wave of emotions and uncertainty surrounding his passing. Still, there is some semblance of peace in knowing my father is finally free. My family and I deeply appreciate the outpouring of love, calls, texts, and all that stuff." But I think I was about to say, I forgot. What was I going to say? But yeah, basically, they just released statements and talking about how they don't believe this is, it's just suspicious. And yeah. And she did an exclusive interview with somebody, one of the publications, I think was Daily Mail or something. And she basically talked about how she believes her brother's like a psychopath or sociopath, something. He's a path. And basically that he wasn't actually taking care of the dad the way he claimed that he was. And also that he intentionally was isolating the father from everybody else so they could never reach him by phone. Because obviously people were like in the comments like, yeah, but how did you not know that he died 45 days ago? But they were saying that he doesn't allow the dad to contact them or them to contact the dad. Like he's just isolated the father from everybody. So yeah, it's sad. Very, very sad, man. It's very, very sad when someone passes away and that's the life that we're living. Wizkid is going through it. Wizkid is going through it. Well, he is currently looking like the Nicki Minaj of Nigeria. I'll tell you that. Crack is whack. Not saying he isn't anything, but I'm just saying very erratic, crazy behavior. So I'm never going to read the tweets. I don't have all the time in the world for that. He was just tweeting crazy. I think so basically, what the speculation is about, what all of this is about, he's basically just been going off on Davido. Just going off on Davido. Right? Unprovoked, but Davido is not replying, which I love. All Davido has done. So basically, Davido announced he's got a collaboration with Puma. He's had it before, actually. I remember he had it before, but this is in America or whatever. So he's got a deal with Puma and whatever. And I think he's going to do a show or something like that, whatever. Put it out and said, whatever. Not even for anything of it. Next thing we just hear Wizkid talking about, first of all, Wizkid, family man, father of like 5, 6, 7, I don't even know how many kids he got now, talking about I got more hoes than you. When
I saw that,
what are you talking about?
Okay, these times, never mind, let me keep
This time Jada's pregnant.
I was literally about to say that.
Jada's pregnant.
I don't know if she's come out and said it though.
No, he did. Because later on people was like, you're expecting a child. He says, yeah, I can't wait to my baby. I said,
yeah.
With this attitude? Anyway, he was like, I got more hoes than you. I'm fly than you. I dress better than you. I've got better songs than you. A bunch of nonsense. Just a bunch of talking about, you get the deals after I decline. I don't want to. So basically, the thing is, they're basically saying that, apparently, this is what the rumors are in the streets, that Puma had Wizkid for like $1 million.
Okay.
At the end of the contract, he basically said he wanted 10. They said, nope, we ain't got 10 for you. Left. But then apparently they offered Davido 10. To start with.
Okay.
But the thing is that the way, like, I can't say one brand here that Wizkid has carried. However, you see with Davido, if you hire Davido to work for a brand,
he's serious.
He moves like it's his father. Like he moves like this is his company. He's very passionate about it. Like he goes above and beyond. Like he's a great brand ambassador. Very great. So there is that too. And quite honestly, I feel like the way Davido and Wizkid live, Davido has more influence. Davido is more of a celebrity I would say than Wizkid is. As in, Davido can influence people to buy stuff. I would buy something off.
I think it's because Davido has a more likable personality.
He does. And he's more, he interacts with people more. Do you get what I mean? And obviously then Wizkid said the thing that everyone will keep saying and people need to shut up about it. Oh, you're this rich boy, your father is rich. First of all, I need to understand why you people love struggle so much. If you have somebody, a colleague of yours that came from a rich, wealthy family and you feel that wealth is what paved the way, but you know wealth can't keep you successful. Example A, Copy. Copy made one good song. Everything else, we don't want to hear no more songs from her. And that song had techno on it. So I thought that song was techno, really, truly. I don't hear any other song from Copy for the rest of my life. Money does not give people what they think. Money will not buy you talent. Davido has single-handedly, like, he's poured into his music. And when you hear his story as well, he's talked about how his dad didn't want him to do music. His dad was getting him arrested and doing all these things to sabotage his music career. And he was intentional about he had to show his dad, I know, listen, I'm serious about this thing and watch me make a success out of this thing. Obviously, he's got community dick, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. I'll discuss that another way the road. But whenever people try, because obviously Burna Boy says the same thing about, this rich boy and blah, blah. But he's turned, like, he's stayed consistently every single year. Obviously, Wizkid goes silent, and that might be his way of doing music or whatever. But when you think about Davido, since Davido's come out, he's had at least minimum one song in the charts every single year, a big song that is. That, do you know what I mean? It's a big thing. Anyway, just going off.
He's a good artist and has sick
He's
collabs.
a great artist, but he's just going off on him and saying all sorts and cussing him out and just. I would call it erratic behavior, because even some of his fans were like, "Okay, look into this. This is it's getting a little weird." But I love that Davido hasn't said anything. Davido just posted he's got a deal with a Nigerian, a Nigerian alcohol brand called Martell, and he basically just posted that. So we didn't hear nothing from Davido while Wizkid was ranting for 24 hours. And then when he came up, he just basically posted the newest deal he has and basically just advised people to drink responsibly. And he posted and he said, stay authentic to your craft, resilient on your journey, and lift others along with you. And then he went on to promote what it was that he was drinking and said, drink responsibly. I just think, Wizkid's going outside. Cut long story short, Wizkid's going outside and he keeps talking about, you call yourself number one, you're not number one. Just like, bro.
And why did he keep writing 001?
Because that's what Davido calls himself, and he's got a chain. And Choma's got 002. Cute. But so he kept saying that, you're not 001. Davido posted yesterday, and guess what I was in the caption saying? 001. That's what you are. Then you let anyone try to tilt your crown. It's very sad. It actually is giving Nicki Minaj of Nigeria, and I really hate to see it. I really hate to see it. Like, how are you in your house going off on somebody that's just working and signing deals and whatnot? But I love the fact that, because you know what it is about, I feel like with Davido is he comes across as such a friendly guy. Like, even when Burna and Wizkid are like beefing him or whatever, he's always on the fact of like, we're greats that have come out of Africa, we're literally putting our country on the map. Let's get together and da-da-da. And obviously those two just conspire sometimes. Granted, Ginger was a great song. Give it that. But it feels as though like they tried to isolate him, but you can't. But because of how he moves as well, you can't dim his light. You just can't do it. Like, he was international before any of them were. And that's why I say, even like with Amapiano and stuff, Davido's been doing that from like back in the day. Like, he goes out of his way to put other people on. And that's one thing that people have been very consistently said about Davido, is that he goes out of his way to put other people on. Like, you see, like, and even Wizkid cussed his crew talking about, you just get them a visa so they can follow you around. And but how many people on your camp have you gotten a visa? Davido will get his security guard a visa to come to the show just so he gets to explore, like, experience a different world that he wouldn't ordinarily do. And people literally sing his praises of how kind and generous. He's the one who started that thing as well, where it was his birthday, he asked people to send him money. I didn't know they were sending money before. They were just sending money, and he was like, okay, I'm donating to orphanages around Nigeria now. And now it's like a birthday tradition that he does.
Oh, sick.
But do you know what I mean? So he does, like, he just comes across very nice. It's like, what are you doing? But anyway, Wizkid was really going in. It's way too many. If you want to have a scroll, actually, I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't. But apparently he's coming out with an album soon. So he's going to get it. So he's number one guy. He's the biggest guy going. So I guess we'll see how the album goes. Yeah, hopefully it makes sense. And then lastly, this is sad. and I'm just gonna try and not be biased in my Do you know what? I might just be. Let me see how I feel. Anyways, DDG has posted on his story, and apparently he and Halle have broken up. Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid, Ariel, who they had a baby a few months back. So anyway, he posted saying, "Dear friends and supporters, after much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Halle and I have decided to go our separate ways. This decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path forward for both of us. I cherish the time we spent together and the love we've shared. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. As we focus on our individual journeys and our roles as co-parents, we cherish the bond we've built and the beautiful moments we've shared. As we navigate this transition, we ask for your understanding and support. Thank you for your love and encouragement. Signed, DDG." So that's what's happened. Halle hasn't said anything. I don't think Halle was going to say a damn thing. That girl is in a mood. I don't think she's gonna. I don't reckon she's gonna post anything, unless people start doing too much, and then she might just post it to be like, "Can you get off my back?" But yeah. So that's sad. But they both seem very mature, and they love their baby a lot. Halo. So I'm sure they'll, be good parents and whatnot. That's it. That's it for Word and Word. It's going to People's Journey.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. There isn't much to talk about, to be fair. I just wanted to mention that the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, has said that the government is looking to prioritise and increase investment in major projects at this month's budget. Again, I can't wait for the budget. When it comes out, I'm going to let you guys know about all the details. But she did announce nearly £22 billion is going to be put into two major new carbon capture schemes over the next 25 years. So she's obviously criticised the plans that were inherited from the previous government to cut investment, as a share of the economy, saying that obviously we're not going to be, doing the same things that they're doing. We're going to actually invest in the country and things of that nature. But long story short, the Tories said that it was, if not for them funding certain projects already, this same thing that she's even talking about, this carbon capture project, wouldn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they're having their back and forth as they would. But anyway, long story short, these the green schemes are two carbon capture and storage projects that are going to be in Merseyside and in Teesside. And the government is basically saying that by doing this, they're going to actually create and support thousands of jobs as well. They're actually going to draw more private investment as well. And they're going to help the UK meet their climate goals as well. So that's the aim. Next thing I wanted to talk about is, the only other thing I was going to talk about is something that Trapping Ain't Dead in the chat, big him up. I want
to buy a People's Journal. I was like, excuse me?
Well, Trapping Ain't Dead.
What company is that?
But yeah, he asked about basically house prices and stuff here and stuff like that, bricks and mortar. So I thought, okay, cool. Let me just say this other thing that I mentioned earlier in the week, just in case you missed it. This is basically about the UK house prices in September. They rose by 3.2% compared to the same time a year ago. So this is reported by the BBC as well. But Financial Times is saying a similar sort of thing, saying that according to the data, UK house sales rose at their fastest pace in 3 years, right? So again, all of this sort of stuff is happening. What they're saying is, though, well, when I say they, I'm talking about Nationwide, because Nationwide reported this. They're basically saying that the rise in incomes and the mortgage rate cuts is what's improving the affordability for buyers. But of course, that means that's going to push the prices up because more people are buying. So at the same time, and this is why I think earlier in the week I was saying to people that this may be a good time for you, depending on, I guess, where you see yourself long term, and if this is something that you definitely want to do, especially when you've got Nationwide, which I'm going to get into in a second. I believe they're allowing people to borrow up to 6 times their income.
Not if you're self-employed.
Thank you, Gina.
Sorry.
I gotta put that out there.
I would do my research. So, yeah, if you're self-employed, that doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, there you go. Do you know what the threshold is? Or is it?
What do you mean?
For if you're self-employed? How much they're willing?
4.5.
Okay, 4.5 times.
So. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Damn.
So it's considerably lower.
Chalet. we're here, isn't it? So we're trying to ting, but
All right. Which banks did you look at? Was it just Nationwide? Did you look at
to be
Nationwide?
fair, it's my mortgage broker.
Oh,
doing
okay,
it. So
okay.
he came to me yesterday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he would know. All right.
Yeah, he would know.
No, but yeah, no, literally, no, because you think I didn't bring up this? I was like, E-Man said,
People's journal.
literally, and he was just like, sis, you're self-employed. He goes, if you think if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have run there with my. Literally, he's like, yeah, but.
All right. Well, people who ain't self-employed, Nationwide, I believe, doing 6 times. Lloyd's, which would mean Lloyd's and Halifax as well, they're doing 5.5 times your income as well. As long as you got your deposit, your 10%, they will obviously everyone's circumstance is slightly different, but that's what they're offering people up to 5.5 times at Lloyd's and their sister company Halifax, and also 6 times, I believe, with Nationwide. So yeah, that's what the situation is, man. The mortgage rates hopefully will continue to go down, but we'll see what happens, especially with the Bank of England. I think it was early this week. We spoke about, what's his name, Mr. Bailey, saying that they may reduce the base rate again. But I'm not too sure when that will happen. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that, man. That's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
All right, let's get into sis. What would you do? Let me follow it then.
Yeah, please, this one you have to look in. Yeah? Okay,
Oh,
so...
Oh, honey.
Okay. Okay, so hi. I feel like an imposter in my friendship group because of my looks and I feel outspoken. I'm from South London and the majority of my friends are black girls. I went to an all-girls secondary school and sixth form in South, for context. I'm the only light-skinned mixed-race girl in my friendship group. And being honest, where I grew up and still live to this day, there are not really that many people that look like me. It's mainly full black, dark-skinned Nigerians, Jamaicans, Ghanaians, etc. I'm Welsh and Ivorian. So throughout primary school and secondary and sixth form, I've never really grown up around other people that look like me or are like me. Without being boastful, I'm probably the one who gets approached the most by all types of guys out of my friends. And I understand that because I'm light-skinned and mixed race, I've got a light-skin privilege that for some people automatically just equates to pretty privilege. I never brag about it and I'm hyper aware not to do so as I'm the natural, quite considerate type. But I do see my girls sort of get a bit uppity that I get stares or preferential treatment in different parts of life that they don't get and that they constantly get overlooked. It annoys me that they get treated like that because they're always amazing and beautiful to me, but I guess I understand that I'll never fully understand their viewpoint. However, I've observed that my friends do kind of feel no way about saying things about mixed race people or people that look like me in front of me, and because I assume, seen as I get preferential treatment, I shouldn't really have anything to complain about because my gripe wouldn't be as severe as theirs. I tend to stay quiet when those things happen, even though it's not the nicest thing to hear, which is bad on my part. I was eavesdropping one time on a convert and I remember hearing them talk about how as full dark-skinned black people, they have to maneuver like they're the best and they're better than everyone else. And I realised that those types of conversations have never happened in front of me because I guess they're conscious about how I'll take it because I may infer that I'm inferior because I'm not dark-skinned or fully black. I think it's more a self-confidence boosting said amongst themselves. But to be honest, this does make me question myself, as I do think partly sometimes when one person is maltreated, they have to be aware of who they are and the disadvantages they have so they feel and move like they're better than others. But what about the others in that situation? How are they meant to feel, especially when they know that that's being done? And in this instance, it's me, I'm the other. I know it probably sounds too good to be true that I have something to complain about as a light-skinned mixed race girl and subjective pretty privilege, but it's more of a cause for concern and an inquiry of how I resolve it and address it. I don't want to be told to read the room and I can't talk to my white mum about this or my little brother who's clueless. It's just something is this something that I'm just going to have to get used to for the rest of my life? Have you ever felt like me or had the thoughts I assume my friends have? Hopefully you get my drift, and this is for the girls mainly, but the boys can join in too if they want. P.S. I love the Black History Month Lest We Forget segment. I'm going to do a presentation to my class on Elijah McCoy. Thanks, Eamon and Brent.
Sick.
Do you know who would be perfect to answer this? To help us with answering this? Danielle. She'd been perfect. I don't know if Danielle's watching. I don't think she would have said good morning by now. Do you know what though? That's an interesting dilemma. Because
It's different, and I guess
it's different and it's valid.
being a dark skin, being the people that she's talking about, you don't really think about the other side or the other conversation. So it's quite interesting to hear from her viewpoint.
Because it is tricky. Like, because I remember, it is tricky, man. It is tricky, but it is a valid conversation to have. And I think it's sad because the thing about obviously what dark-skinned women have dealt with and yada, 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 whatever else, will make someone feel like they can't say anything. But then whatever struggles that you're going through is still valid. I don't think it's not a struggle Olympics of who's got it worse or whatever, but you're still valid to say stuff like that. And I feel like it's just about educating your friends. If they're in front of you and they're having a conversation that you think is very ignorant, not them talking about if they're talking about the experiences about them having to be twice as better or whatever else. Plus, I don't think that's got anything to do with you.
And it's what she said. It's more just to like, no, it's not. Yeah, I think it's more to do with what she said in saying that it's something that they have to tell themselves to maneuver through life.
Yes, but I think that I feel like if she hears them make ignorant comments, then she can correct that.
Yeah, of course.
But if they're talking about they have to be better and they feel like everyone else is better, blah, 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 that one I don't think you've got anything to say. Like, there's nothing to say to that. It's be like, I know, yeah, glow. Like, I don't know. Just there's nothing much to say to that. But I think that if you do hear them making ignorant comments or comments that you find offensive, you are definitely within your rights to speak up about it, regardless of whether you think that they're gonna think you're this or you're that. Also, those are your friends. They're meant to be your friends anyway. And if they have a problem with you saying that, your skin color is not gonna change. Neither is theirs. So if they have a problem with you expressing your uncomfortableness in hearing certain conversations or certain comments being made, then honestly, babe, that's not a friend to have. Like, it just isn't. Ed says, I feel bad for anyone who don't feel comfortable to speak on their experiences just to make others feel better. Yeah, because the conversation we tend to have when it comes to colorism is that, but light-skinned people also have an experience. I remember on what's it called? I'm sure I've mentioned this before. On No Shade, where Akuya and I spoke to Daisy Mackill, and she's a mixed race, and she's mixed race. But when you see her, you might just think she's a white girl, but she's mixed race and whatever. And she was talking about like her experience with race, with colorism, and whatever. And it really, I feel like that's when I've had a very more open mindset in terms. And I'd never actually thought that, because I guess you just think, oh, pretty privileged white light-skinned people, like life is so great for them. But I never actually thought about what their reality could look like as well. And also with theirs, a lot of it is the race conversation where it's like, oh, people don't think we're really black, but then the white people don't think we're white either. Do you know what I mean? So it's very interesting, but I think you absolutely deserve to speak your mind about however you're feeling, regardless of how other people feel. And I think, because it's not a thing of you invalidating their experiences as dark-skinned women, it's just you saying, I find that comment offensive, or I find that... Like, if I was around a white person, I was making white jokes and they say, oh, I find that offensive, I'm not going to argue them back down and say, well, I wasn't safe.
Yeah.
Or do you get me? Or they find it offensive and they're within their rights to find it offensive.
The thing is, you're human, innit? And you have feelings. So your feelings are definitely valid and you're well within your right to feel how you feel. And I think, as Esther said, they're your friends. So you should be able to have an honest conversation with them just to be like, nip it in the bud.
Also, say, for example, you go somewhere and you see that you're getting preferential treatment, say from the establishment, because obviously your skin color, whatever, refuse it and stand with your girls.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for example,
I think that is a thing as well.
Do you know what I mean? Because be an advocate for them. Obviously, I know that it might be a lot of work, but be an advocate for them so that they know that I'm not.
You're actually.
I'm not trying to. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here trying to enjoy and drown in this preferential treatment I'm receiving. If you go to a club, for example, and a guy just offers to buy you a drink, you'd be like, can't you see my friends? And if he's like, I don't want to buy drinks from you, like, okay, I don't want the drink from you then. Like, do stuff like that. Like, find ways that you can advocate for them where you can. If you hear someone making a rude comment about them or whatever it is, I feel like there's a little thing that you can do as well, because the same way that you're friends and they should be understanding of your feelings, the same way that as their friend, you should also be understanding of their experiences and stuff like that. But no one would ever understand the other person's experience fully. It's impossible unless you were literally that person. But I don't think that's something that you have to. I think you have a reason to feel the way you feel, and I think that if it becomes a problem in your friendship, then babe, you gotta find new friends. Like, you just gotta find new friends. Chris Ogan says, this girl sounds my daughter's age. How old is she? Can't be no older than 23. She's a teacher. Oh no, maybe she's doing a presentation for class.
Yeah, I don't know how
She's 19.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's 19. Who's that?
No way.
If it is who I think it is,
No, it's the postman.
Possible.
I was about to say.
But yeah, babes, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way, but love and light.
Yeah, man. I think, like you guys said, you just have to be open with your friends, innit? But I think, like you guys are pretty much saying as well, you got somewhat understand, though, that in the same way that you feel this particular way, yeah, which is kind of coming from your friends. Your friends are dealing with a reality that you're not dealing with on the outside. And so they're going to speak to their friends, which includes you sometimes, about their real life reality that you don't really experience. Yeah. So it's about understanding that, but also letting them know, because they are your friends, you know what I'm saying, and being open with them that, you know, you don't like how it sounds, because it sometimes sounds like you're attacking me or I'm part of the problem too. You know what I'm saying? So just be open with them because you're friends. You know what I mean?
And she's Welsh and Ivorian. At first, I thought she was talking about her features. I was going to say she didn't feel pretty, but yeah, she's Welsh and Ivorian, because I can see people talking about that in the chat. I know what you're talking about.
All right, so on to the next. How do I prove to my girlfriend I'm not gay?
You can't. I'm joking.
I've always been a guy confident in my sexuality. I'm a straight man and I've a beautiful girlfriend. 3 weeks ago, a group of around 25 of our closest friends and family went on a night out, and half of them were guys and the other half were women. The girls got drunk and my girlfriend was having a great time, getting a bit tipsy, and she even kissed one of her best friends on the lips and grabbed her bum and whined together to whine for me and other bashment tunes.
But he's the one who has to prove he's not gay.
I thought nothing of it, but I asked her on the way home why she did that, and she said it's just a bit of fun. Now for my dilemma. The other day on Saturday, my granddad's 60th, we all went out again, and I had too much to drink. And I did knowingly kiss my best friend, who's a boy, on the lips.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
I was surprised you didn't say stuff for laugh.
That was coming next.
Do you know what's so funny? Do you know what? I'm not reading with you. When he said he was at someone's 60th, I said, I know you did the same thing back. I know you did that back.
He didn't think about it and just thought it was a bit of banter, but for some odd reason, everyone's got onto me about kissing my best friend just like she did because she was having fun. I know this may sound like I was being petty, but I wasn't. All the girls are trying to tell me I'm gay now, even though I'm not, and it's pissing me off because they've been saying that to her as well. And I think it's getting to her, and she's cold with me over the last couple of days. I've been trying to tell her it was a mistake and that she shouldn't judge me as much because that's a double standard, like I just did what she did, and I thought nothing of it. I want to fully convince her that I'm not gay, but I don't know if I've done something wrong. If I've done something wrong, can you tell me, please, and how do I make it up to her and convince her I'm not gay? Can I just say something here? First of all, the problem here is, unfortunately for you, there is a massive double standard in life, right?
In life,
and you have to. But we have to charge it to the game. It is what it is. Women who kiss women, like even lesbians, in society, are kind of portrayed in a better light than men
Unless
who
you're
are gay. Realistic, that's just unfortunately that's beyond me. It's beyond everybody in this room. It is how society goes. That's why there is this double standard and everyone's getting onto you, calling you gay, because girls can kiss their friends and no one's going to say anything.
Plus,
can I just say yeah? Sorry, go on.
Like, what made you go with that verse?
Can I just say do you know what I like? Do you know my favorite thing in life in this society that we live in? I like when people that are equally yoked get together. That could be either like when they there could be in anything. But you see these two that we're talking about today? They're clowns. And I like when two clowns link up because it prevents the rest of us from the clownery. Y'all deserve each other. I think you are as gay as your best friend. No. As your girlfriend. I think both of you are doing gay things.
Like, what is it? No, you know what it is, yeah?
Both of you are silly.
I think, do you know what it is? It's
Please
definitely...
he's 32.
No, it's definitely... Yeah, he's 32.
You're 32.
Do you know what it is, yeah? When I was younger, yeah, like, I did childish things, as it says in the Bible, isn't it? So, like, I can understand and appreciate
all things are passed away.
Like, when you were young, you know what I mean? It's a bit silly. Me, as my big age now, I'm not lipsing my female friend. I'm not kissing her on the lips. I'm not doing any of that. Dancing on her is minor, because I can dance on a woman and not whatever. But it's not necessary.
I think when you do clownery, the clownery comes back to bite.
Do you believe that most women, or at least 50% of women, have done, like, even if it's something small, with other women?
Yeah, I've kissed my friend on the lips before.
Yeah, but it's not been like a...
But it wasn't...
Like a full-on session.
And number one, I don't fancy her.
It was just a girl thing.
It was a peck. Like, let me give you a prime example, yeah? You see someone like Dana, yeah? If I've got lip gloss on and Dana hasn't got lip gloss, she will come and kiss my lips to take my lip gloss.
Yeah.
Literally. And it's so like, it's just... But I don't fancy that. It's not
a gay
that
thing, though, isn't it?
It's not. But if you want to call it that, you can call it that. It is.
But it's
I don't
not,
know.
though.
Yeah,
That's
but,
a double standard though, because essentially she's
yeah, but I
supposed to be
don't
on the
know
list.
that it's not a gay thing.
You don't
is.
know?
Ah.
No, but
I don't know. Sorry, what was that, Brent?
Whoa. Gina, run that back again.
What?
So you steady be lips and Dano?
You are trying to kick me up.
First of all,
because
you're
you
not
think I'm an
steady.
idiot.
First of all,
Okay.
we and Pepper are doing work right now. Okay,
don't
this
care.
is a busy time for them.
I'm
Don't you
giving.
dare.
I'm
Have you
giving.
checked in on Dano during the show?
What do you mean?
How are you doing, babes?
No.
Are you sure?
Because we're not saying anyway. My point is, I gave it as an example, and like you said, you can
Yeah.
you don't know if it's and the thing is, I don't care what you
Yeah.
think it is. I don't care what anybody thinks
'Cause I
it
think
is,
I've-
which
yeah.
is why I can say it with my I don't
yeah.
care what anyone's opinion is of it. I'm giving it as an
Evidently.
example. Sorry,
Evidently.
no, I don't.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
why I
no,
said
but,
it.
no, but my thing though, my thought process with it, I don't think I don't think kissing your okay. I don't think it's a lot going on. Basically, like what the example Gina gave, I don't think that's gay.
Yeah.
That's not giving gay.
Yeah.
However, if you're liquored up,
Sorry,
and the first lips you want to get,
Life of Bodge.
Sorry.
There's
but Life of Bodge is someone to listen to.
There's somebody like
he ain't never been a serious candidate.
He said
He's a
Gina
clown.
could easily be gay, and so could your mum. Where do we go from here?
Well, that
No,
will
but
do
you
it.
can't insult him because you
Yes,
said,
I can.
You
Well,
basically said
That will do it.
the practice.
This is what happens.
Hold on.
This is what happens when you want
You
people
know
to
who
see
I am,
comments.
yeah? I've always told you, when you go low, I'll always go lower. I'm tapping throats. Because where do we go from here?
Gina,
Well-
he has a point though.
I don't care.
have a
So
point.
then I'm going to say it to you as well. Your mum could be gay. Then where do we go from here?
But my mum has never done what you've done.
Okay. But how do you know?
You don't know.
How
first
do
of
you
all.
know?
You don't know.
How do you
Actually,
know?
do not know.
Precisely. We don't, but we do know that you did.
Okay.
No,
Several
but first of all,
occasions.
Gina's not the dilemma. We're not doing this. We're
No,
not
no,
doing
no,
this.
no.
But
I
it's
just-
become, it's
okay,
become,
guys,
this
look,
is- this has
listen.
spun me.
Listen.
I never knew you were into that type of stuff.
Into what type of stuff? I'm not saying
First
into
of all,
kissing
whisper.
women.
You're so annoying.
Do you do
Oh,
that?
man.
He didn't.
I've kissed a girl. I've kissed my friend before.
There we go. So now I don't understand.
No, but it wasn't a French kiss. It was literally a peck.
This is what I'm saying. Her
you're
tongue
so-
didn't touch me.
If you're going in, oh,
Emmanuel, have we done that?
Hey.
What I'm saying,
Stop
at the
a lot.
moment we do that, what are they going to say?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, yeah, about-
Even if we get
Let's
5
ask you a
centimeters
question about
close.
Yes.
football banter when guys in the locker
But
room and
y'all
changing
did
rooms,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you like are slapping each other's
mean the
bums.
white men?
I don't care. Men are men. I'm talking
We're
about
talking about black
footballers
Yeah, yeah.
slap each other's bums.
slap each other's bums when they're
Footballers
naked.
slap each other.
Black men.
No, but no.
But black men
The
who are
football
footballers-
thing, the football thing is football. Even the basketball players, American basketball players.
Yeah, but them American, them
Okay, watch
man are, you know what I mean?
Listen, yeah,
They've been to.
they don't mind things. Dabble.
They're Diddy-esque.
No, see, Budge is laughing. He said, "You throw a stone, somebody throws a bazooka. Too shady, don't you?" See that? It's
Do you know what I mean? It's all love and fun and games, baby.
Yeah, man. I don't
That's-
obviously mean you know what I mean. But
Because
anyway,
because the way I see, the reason why I say it's different when there's liquor involved, it's like when someone says something when they're liquored up and they say, "Oh, I didn't mean that." I feel like liquor
believe
brings
that-
out your true
100%.
feelings.
Remember,
so I believe that you guys are equally yoked.
remember, I've always said drunken behavior is sober behavior or sober thoughts. Drunken,
Bro.
when you say things when you're drunk, it's just sober thoughts.
It's sober that
You've
you
got
didn't have the balls
courage
to say.
now. You've got courage.
I mean, I'm not here for the double standards because I'll be honest with you, one of my friends can't lips me drunk. You can't lips me drunk. I don't even like you can't lips me drunk. That's wild to me.
Yeah.
So I believe that if they're calling you gay, then your girlfriend is gay too. You should do Uno reverse.
Which is what
You gay, I'm gay, everybody gay. Do you know what I mean? But also though, I just think I do think it is worth looking into why it is that you felt the need. Why both of you felt the need to be lipsing people anyhow like that.
And he said
that's
knowingly.
crazy.
I
He
think
said knowingly as well.
no,
innit?
but Black Rob said Black Rob has a point, right? And he
What is
said,
that?
I honestly think he did it as payback, but he didn't think it through, which makes it even more of a clown.
Clown?
Do you know why I say that?
Payback.
Because remember,
I
she
think
did it
'cause
first.
remember she did it first.
I can't pay back nobody
No,
like that.
but you know what it is.
Yeah, but you know, like, sometimes
because
though-
Emmanuel, this is why I said, what made you go with that verse? Let's just take it back to
I
basics.
mean, if this
yeah?
is his first man kiss as well, you definitely did that payback.
Like, why would you?
And
Why
you just
did
didn't
do
check
that?
your mirrors.
Like, and why did you think it was gonna land
Like,
well
what
for
made
you?
you go with that?
why-
That's why I keep saying it.
But why not maybe just lie that you did it and then
Rami
just
said you guys have kissed.
You bet.
Me and E-Man have 100%.
I'll don't let me send. Hey, I'm baffled right now. Behave yourself.
You're about to call it Babala, wasn't it?
I'm telling
Before
you.
you get leprosy, quick.
I'm telling you. Remember, you're flying today.
Before you turn into a goat, are you trying to check in? I'm playing with a Nigerian man now. But yeah, I feel like he did it. First of all, I feel like he did it to be petty. But even if he didn't do it to petty, maybe he masked it as petty. Like he used as an example, as a reason to want to do that. But I do think it's worth you and your girlfriend sitting down and wonder why it is that you guys, when you get drunk, when you have a bit of liquor, you just want to go kissing people. Because you're going to get yourself in trouble. Kissing people with no consent.
I'm not going to lie, yeah.
Christy, sorry babes. Christy says, it's a double standard, but I've never kissed any of my female friends on the lips. Sorry, that's not my story.
Yeah, man.
Love that for
Love
you,
that for
Christy.
you, literally.
They're saying you don't know what you're missing.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. I
Anyway,
just said
Christy's
love that for
a woman
Christy.
of wisdom to not listen to the foolery that comes
Christy
out of
knows
your
who
mouth.
Brent is.
So it's
Yeah,
fine.
we ain't even listening to you in the room.
But you know what the thing is, yeah? To be fair, you ain't going to be surprised with me saying this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double standard.
I thought you were going to say you lips to me. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
so
surprised.
damn what?
So damn what?
Yeah, but
Let
I'm
them
not,
have that one.
yeah, but I'm an equal opportunity. I'm not here for the double standard though.
My friend, please. Not today.
No, you know what, Esther. I know full well.
I'm sorry,
No, hold on.
I've never heard you be so Nigerian in my life.
I know full well, yeah, this is not the hill you want to die on, because you said, yeah, you've kissed your female friend on the lips before. I know full well if your man came to you and said, oh yeah, I've done it too, your neck is gonna turn 360 and you're gonna think, sorry. You're gonna even ask further questions because you're gonna need to understand.
Put your mic back.
Don't let
Face
her
your
talk to
front.
you like that. Keep
So-
on that same path.
No, but
Tell her.
I
No,
know,
but- no,
but I know that
push
she's
back.
not.
No, but the reality though, we're not doing this at 32 years old. I'm not pecking my friends, any of my
Damn it,
female
you crumbled.
or male at 32. If they were 21, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. 32, and the reality, the double standard is there, and I am unlearning certain double standards. So, an ick is not above me in such a scenario. However, I think you and your girlfriend are one and the same. I think you're both clowns.
I don't. Do you know what it is?
Sorry, no. Sorry, I'm really deep in it. He actually needs to have a conversation with his girlfriend. I don't think that she's getting drunk and just lipsing her friend.
I don't.
Anyhow.
She didn't lips her, please. I think
It's a lips and a bum grab. That's a passionate lips.
no. He said she kissed one of her best friends on the lips and grabbed her bum.
Oh.
And whined together to
Gina.
No, but Joe's killing me. Why did you say you even wrote the bashment tune? What's wine for me? I don't know what
So they were
that
doing
is.
sensual dancing.
He said and other bashment tunes.
Because you know there's different kind of lipses. If I lip somebody where both our hands on our sides like soldiers, that's different.
But then this is why I don't
But
get
she's
though.
grabbing bum as well.
He said, I thought nothing of it, but I asked her on the way home why she did it, and she said it was just a bit of fun. So if you thought nothing of it and it wasn't a big deal, like...
No, but you know, like I can think, like I feel like when he says I thought nothing, he didn't think like, oh, she's a lesbian or something.
No, of course.
But it's just like, why did you do that, by the way?
Yeah, but
Do you know what I
it
mean?
wasn't a big deal for him.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal for him, but obviously, I feel like it pained him.
You think so?
But I feel like there's a reason why it's pained him. Though maybe he's caught her. Maybe has she done this before? She have a history. I don't know why you went with that verse though.
I'm sorry. It's just
how is that the right way to
I'm never
react?
going to understand why.
Why
'Cause
you
you
wanted
know-
to do
'cause you
bass
know-
boss with this?
Go
Yeah.
on, because you clearly
You're
seem like
gagging
you have a
for
lot
it.
to say
No, I don't know.
since you got your degree.
No more.
you
know every
you know every
fucking
fucking
thing.
thing.
I want to know what you were keeping from saying.
I don't know, man.
What?
I
You
just
want to know what I'm what?
I wanted to know what you're gonna say. You said
Yeah, because I
Don't hold your tongue.
Because I know that if I was in that situation, I'd be behaving exactly like your girlfriend. No, as in not what she done.
You can lips Danai, but your boyfriend can't lips.
He's-
Emmanuel.
No, he can't.
Stop,
Maxine.
Yeah,
don't
double
even use
standard.
me
That's
in
what
the
you guys
chat.
keep using Emmanuel.
No,
He's
it's
just
just
know.
like,
like man
Please.
be in the chat. It's
No, but you know what it
Okay.
is.
different, bro.
Brent, I
The
said
man
it at
be
the
about
beginning
to
of the
boycott.
conversation. Some things you just have to charge to the game.
I'm telling you.
unfortunately. And again,
That
I
one
like
is
productive
above me. Did
conversation, so we can have this
that created
conversation.
the double standard. No.
But we can have the conversation and also try and fight the double standards at the same time.
Leave that double standard, man. Listen.
I don't think so, man, because I wouldn't be comfortable. A girl can't kiss me. I would very uncomfortable with that, and I would honestly
I hear
think I would. Sorry, but if you kiss me without consent, that's an assault.
But your
'Cause if a man,
friend.
no, because if a random guy who's my male friend kiss me, what the hell do you think you're doing? I'm reacting the same way whether it's a female friend or a male friend. You can't just go around lipsing people. And also, you're not gonna lips me and think you're not gonna lips me and I'm gonna think you don't fancy me. The hell you do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If
32. Come on.
Nah, man.
Nobody can kiss me at this age. And I'm not gonna think that you don't fancy me, and that's a threat.
When was the last time?
Oh,
you,
don't be silly.
Lip lubrication.
I don't remember. Why? Next time it happens, do you want me to call you? Because you
said,
seem
I'm now jaded.
no, because you seem to be
You
so
say it's
intrigued.
lubrication. Are you alright?
It's just baffling me.
Why? Like we said, girls kiss like it's. Have
Anyway.
you not even read the chat?
So when was the last time?
I said I don't remember. Do you think I
You
keep a
really don't
tally?
remember?
I don't.
Was
I
that
don't
long ago? Like
I
10
don't,
years?
I don't keep a tally.
5 years?
Brent, I don't know.
Was it in your 30s though?
I say you
Yeah.
put a thingy up.
This is why I wanted to
Okay.
ask the question because she said in 30s, that means you're gay.
Yeah, but no. But
Uh-uh.
did you not hear
Excuse
what
me?
I said?
Oh, what did you say? Sorry.
Why you jump like that?
Paraphrase. What did you say?
I said that's a threat.
Did you hear what I said? That I said that I've. So what? When she comes to, what do you want me to do?
I mean,
Push
I
her-
understand. You get me?
Push her face.
I understand, Gina.
You know you need to just.
Gina, I understand, man.
You know what?
man.
I think Emi's nailed it, man. They're both bi and in denial. I think so. I think they're both bi and in denial. That's why I said you got to have a conversation with your friend. Because why are you drunk? And that's the first thing. Everybody else that's drunk has a boyfriend, wants to call up their boyfriend and be annoying as heck. You wanted to lips your friend and grab her bum.
You know what's crazy? And your boyfriend was there. That's
boyfriend was
that's
there.
why I
You don't even need to make contact. He's right there. You couldn't get drunk and be lipsing him. You wanted to lips a friend. So he's like, your girlfriend, that one.
No, but you
and
know
I've heard
what?
I've heard stories from women who are later, like, who get to the point where they're like, okay, I'm lesbian or bi. And they say they did little tricks like this. So, it's worth considering. And for yourself too. So this is a wild dilemma.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how
What'd
you
you say?
make up. I don't know how you make it up to her and convince her that you're not.
You can't.
because
I think you're
'cause
Spider-Man.
You can't convince me. I don't know
You
what to-
can't
I don't know
trick
what to-
me.
what to tell you. I just think. Can I be honest? I think you really need to sit down and think about why you like.
Why
that
you
was-
go with that
why
verse?
that was your natural like. Get to the root of why that was such a.
And he wasn't drunk.
He was.
He was drunk too.
Yeah. So he.
So
said-
why is it that when you and your girlfriend get drunk, you guys just start doing certain things? Maybe you want to have an open
No,
relationship.
Stacey said, but kissing a nigga thinking you got your leg back, sir, you hit a lick.
You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying? What's going on here?
Wait, Ed.
I don't know, man. What did
Ed,
Ed say?
you need to reduce it. So he said, in an alternative world, Gina is a gay stripper.
Oh my god, you're definitely getting the money, boy. You're getting all the monies. The other girls in the club are hating on your ass.
No, but I feel like most strippers, like,
They dabble.
Good question. Cherry B said, how did he know his boy was okay to be kissed?
That's what I
because
said.
he said, oh,
Everyone is-
Abomination, you know.
he said
'Cause
he
that's
thought
what I
nothing
said.
of it.
You can't kiss me without you're kissing people without consent. That's assault.
He said he didn't think about it and just thought it was a bit of banter, but for some odd reason,
all
everyone's
of
getting
you.
onto me.
So that 124 is banter. So everyone, this is how people banter in your circle of friends. Izzy says, can we ask the ladies if their man was feeling petty, would they rather him kiss a man or a woman?
Me, yeah, kiss me.
Kiss me.
Not man or woman is not in the equation.
Kiss me like you never kissed me before and say that was my punishment. Don't you know what are you kissing people for?
Can I be honest? If you kiss the woman, I'm boxing you. If you kiss the man,
I'm dumping
You're
you.
leaving.
I'm dumping you.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I'm waiting.
Immediately.
There's repercussions.
Yeah, literally.
There's repercussions. But I couldn't see my man kiss a man.
Yeah.
That's
And
my
then-
truth.
Can I be honest? You're not coming back after that.
I couldn't see my man kiss a man. I mean, I've said this earlier in the show, in like the very first few episodes. I'm not going to say what I said, but I said something. So go look back at that. But that's not my like.
Yeah.
I like men that have only been women.
Same.
So
Respectfully.
that's just that on that. What's wrong with your eye over there? No, Brent.
Why is that?
And why are you laughing? Brent is doing too much. I've never seen. What are you doing?
What about you, Manuel? Do you like
What about me?
do you like your women who have only been with men?
No, because that's double standards. Men are okay with women being with women. That's like girls are kissing all over the club.
I mean, I'd prefer 100%
male gaze.
if it was just with men or no man at all. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. But yeah, as long as it's not a situation where they are like bi, then you know what I'm saying.
So it's obviously
I don't even want to.
Hypothetically.
I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, go. Go.
you would have dated a woman who had relationships with women
No, not hypothetical. What?
before you got married. I'm talking
No,
about.
no, forget that part. I'm just talking about the main thing in the question.
What did you say? Yeah, I didn't get it.
So I asked you the
No, but
same thing that the girls basically said.
But you know what the thing is? I don't think I've ever asked a woman if she's ever been with a
I'm
woman.
aware, but
Yeah.
now you know. that she has.
Now you know.
Yeah.
What then?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, so what are you like? You do the both situations.
And if they said no,
all right, then cool.
it's just my past,
Yeah, how?
and I'm now straight again.
So they was bi.
I told you they dated women.
Oh yeah. I'm not really. Nah, that's not for me.
All right, but kissing is fine, but not dating.
Yeah, because that one, I see it as what women, not all women do,
Oh,
but
right,
it's
you're
a,
conditioned.
this is why when Gina said what she said, like it's like, okay, this is what women do their thing, and guys, it's not our business. You know what I'm saying? That's just your thing over there. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why I said maintain a double standard. But I hear what Esther's saying, because obviously some women don't want that too. You know what I mean? Because yeah, but if it's a bi situation, then you're going. Then obviously that's for those guys who don't mind that, innit?
To be honest, I also wouldn't want a man who's been with a woman that's played both sides.
There you go.
Because if that incorporated into your bedroom, now you have the expectation of me, you will carry last. Absolutely.
Run that by me again.
So I wouldn't want to be with a
get
man who has been with a woman who was bi. Because
If that
could've-
went to,
if that
like,
played in their bedroom
So if they
activities.
had threesomes with other girls and stuff, the
Yeah.
expectation shouldn't be for me to now have threesomes
Yeah.
with women.
So I don't.
That's
I
not
would.
my bag.
Yeah, I don't know if that would want to be with someone like that.
That wasn't introduced in any of the conversations, but you just found out that he was with a woman who was bi and they had threesomes. He had never introduced it to you, suggesting that this is what I'll be on.
I wouldn't be bothered.
What? I feel like you said the same thing I said.
He's saying the difference with what he's saying is
Yeah.
though, that there's no expectation from you, and he's not put it on you to to have a threesome with another
Yeah.
woman or introduce that into your relationship.
Yeah, but for me, it's not about. You don't have to put the expectation on me. There's just certain things I know that if it's taking place in your lifetime, I don't know if I want to put myself in that position in the first place. Because you will say to me, because what's your sex life been like? And if that's been a part of your regular sex life and whatever, I'm never going to be up for that. So does this make sense? Because at some point you possibly could get bored. And that's why I'm not here. So it's the same reason why I wouldn't be with someone who's bi. Because yes, of course they want to be with me and want to spend a lifetime with me. But then what if you get bored one day and you want to explore? I'm not here for explorations.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
like to be
I don't
grounded.
even ask those questions because to me it's the same as asking how many people have you slept with. If you've had sex with loads of people,
Yeah.
Meaning that your sexual experience is completely, I'm never going to live up to that standard. So it's not something I'm even going to allowed to enter my. Yeah.
But yet, that's important for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't ask a guy how many people he
Forget
slept
about
with.
that one.
Okay.
She's tied that in, interestingly. But his desires, his appetite.
Yeah, it's very important
It's
for me.
important. How about you? His appetite, his sexual appetite.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
You said you've tied it to
Body count.
body count, and it's interesting, but that's cool. But you said you wouldn't want to know his sexual appetite.
well, like how far he wants to go.
Or what he wants to basically, what turns him on.
Yeah,
Because you've tied it intrinsically
to body count. Yeah, I have.
But what turns him on is not important for you to know before you get with a guy. He might be into some interesting stuff.
Maybe, you know what?
Bruh.
Yeah, but I guess I've never thought of that. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna fuck around and find out though.
Said I'm living
The
on the edge.
fuck?
Child, living on the edge.
Living on the edge.
All
Right,
right.
you know me.
All right, whilst we're here, Esther.
Oh,
No,
man.
it's
Why
that's
we
fine what you
here?
said because my mind went a different way.
Okay, go on.
Because that particular gate,
Yeah.
you're like, no, sorry, you might be asking for that once
Yeah.
as we get together. Mm-hmm. But how about if it is you find out he's into
Pegging.
no?
Huh? Oh. Why can't you say it?
Because,
Because it's morning.
as in, like, this is his
So
regular
some
thing.
Some
Yeah,
people,
then no,
some
I'm not
people
into that
haven't
either.
This is it.
Some people haven't had morning sex. It's even almost afternoon.
Wake and bake.
Literally. Rise and shine.
Can you imagine that in the morning?
No, I couldn't. That's a threat. I couldn't imagine that anymore. That's a threat. I could imagine that any time of the day. It's not. No, that's wild. That's a hard day in the office, I tell you, mate. Nothing good can happen to you that day.
Nothing good.
Nothing good. That's a threat. That's a damn threat, I tell you.
Let's push on to the next item.
Please.
All right. Oh, we got two more. Okay. I'm single and I've been asking the majority of my friends to try and hook me up. Most of the friends are guys and have set me up with some really good ladies. However, I decided to ask my female friend to try and hook me up and she was hesitant and I started to wonder why. I'm going off a logical approach where she'd know more women than my guy friends, so there's more chances of dates. I'm not asking her to be a matchmaker for me. I'm just asking if she knows anyone that would be a good match for me. And she's just being complimentary of my personality. What hurts is my other guy friend, who isn't as close to her as I am, asked her the same thing last week and she helped him out immediately with some of the women she knows. I just don't know what my female friend thinks of me. Is she not willing to help me because she thinks I'm ugly or that no one she knows would want me? I'm more leaning towards that because why wouldn't she help me and she'd help my other guy friend who's basically her acquaintance? Am I being paranoid or should I take the hint? Because if that's the case, I might consider terminating our friendship because why would she think that about me? Or is that how male and female friends are supposed to think about each other?
It's the opposite, love. Sorry.
No, go on.
She likes you. I think she likes him.
I don't even think that. I think...
Or maybe your dog.
I think just ask them, literally, because my thing is, why have you gone
You
straight?
don't know how.
Why have you gone straight for the looks and maybe it not being
You know
your
that
character
men-
or
that's what
how
men put stock on.
you've dated other women? Like the thing
Yeah.
that men don't understand, yeah, is when I'm your female friend and I'm close to you and you talk to me about the girls you've been on dates on and how you've cheated them and I just beat this girl and just like you're just talking reckless out of your mouth and then you want me to jeopardize my friendship with this person so you can come and scatter their life as well and then that causes an issue between me and them. I don't think it's necessarily a case about looks. I think it's worth having a conversation because right now
It could
you're
be that,
making
actually.
hella assumptions.
I think, actually, that's the point. I didn't think of that. So I feel like she either fancies you or it could be the fact that you have
got bad rep.
piss poor references.
Yeah.
Bad. Because I wouldn't, if I have a friend who's a hoe, I wouldn't set them up with like anybody.
100%. There's loads of people.
Anybody.
There's people in my life, yeah, I've been great wingmen for some. And for others, absolutely not.
You couldn't pay me, love.
Like, no. And it's like,
No,
why
that's
do you keep...
something that friendship.
I'm blocking you. Yes, and I'm doing it with chest.
Yeah.
Because they deserve better. You're not good enough for my friend. Simple as. And I'll never hide that from you. And that's got nothing to do with your looks. But do you get what I mean? It could be more your personality, how you like just your past relationships,
That's
how
what
you
I'm
how you communicate. Like no.
That's what I'm thinking. Why wouldn't she tell him that though? Because I would tell my more friends, no, because you're not a serious person.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I would
don't-
say
but I
straight
don't-
up, you're not a serious person.
I don't think, but
I've said that before.
he's just said that she's hesitant. Ask her why
Maybe,
she's
yeah.
hesitant. Have the conversation.
Just be like, do you think? Yeah, don't go for the looks. Sorry, no one cares about that.
Because if I'm honest, you know that's
Yeah.
projection, right?
Oh, so you don't think you're fine?
Yeah, 100%. Like if you are
Oops.
going for, sorry, but that's how it's coming across. So don't project on her.
So you see, you feel your looks have come out. I would.
So yeah, don't project on her.
I would
Yeah.
speak to her and be like, do you think that I'm not a great partner? I'm not a great person to date.
And can I just quickly ask a question? Yeah. If she did think you like her friends, because there's a difference, by the way, yeah, in her not finding you attractive or her friends not finding you attractive. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know your friend's taste and type.
Do you know?
If you're not my friend's taste and type, why does that mean you're willing to terminate our friendship? I don't understand.
Because they think she's been a hater.
but
then
no, but
also
you're
as well,
not.
though,
Do you know how many times I've said that you're not her type?
because you know
You're
what it is
not.
as well. But maybe as well, like adding on to what you said, he's actually presented it to the girls and they're like, no. So like the reason why she can't find it because she's trying to get the consent
because they're not
first.
on it.
Because if someone said to me, oh, can you set me with Gina? I'll be like, let me
You
think
have to
about
ask
it.
me first.
But I'll say, let me think about it. But then
Yeah.
I'll come to Gina and be like, okay, basically this person, what's your thoughts? If Gina's like, no, I'll be like, do you know what, actually? I don't think you're her type. I won't say Gina said. I would just be like, I don't think you're her type. But whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. You can even say Gina. No, but you know
Yeah, but
why?
Gina, you're different. Actually, because if they're going behind my back,
Why?
and
Because
that's awkward.
this is it. I just think don't throw yourself like don't get yourself involved. Like just you
just
can put the
say,
blame on me
yeah,
because I
yeah.
said it. It is what it is.
Yeah, so there's way other options to explore before that. But I think have a conversation with her and see what's happening. Yeah.
All right, last one. I wear a hair unit and my girlfriend has known for 3 years now. My hairline started going at 22. I went on a stag do over the weekend.
Oh no.
Over the weeknight with my boys and my girl invited her girls over the... what? Sorry. My hairline started going at 22. I went on a stag do over the weeknight with my boys and my girl, and she invited her girls over to the new house we moved into together. They saw one of my hair units in the house apparently and have been mocking her the past week. The saddest bit is that I didn't even find out through her. One of my boy's girlfriends is in that group chat and she told my boy what was being said and he told me that they've been laughing at her. I have a worrying feeling she's getting the ick, and I also want to address her friends for laughing at me and her, but I don't know how to do it and for them to properly take me serious because I feel massively offended. I don't think your girlfriend has the ick because she knows you wear a hair unit.
And she's protecting you.
She's
so
known,
she didn't tell you.
she's known that you've been wearing. Your girl has known for 3 years.
Yeah.
So if she has the ick now, that is bizarre.
How old are they? They're 33. Well, then
because
we have
she's
32
been
people
knowing
kissing
that
each
you wearing a hair unit to her is not new. I think definitely address. I would say
Do you
definitely.
know how I would address it, Gina? Do you know how I would? Because you know sometimes when you're telling people off, yeah, you got to like. I'm a fan of dressing somebody down when necessary. So what you do, you have everybody come to your house the same way they came to celebrate whatever. Everyone is sat down.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I heard you were making jokes about that. You just go off. You just go off. Do it towards the end of the night and be like, you know what, actually, as a matter of fact, can you guys leave my house? Go off. Because there's no nice way to be like, I heard you were there.
Yeah.
Why were you? No. I feel like when you stand on business here, they will never in their lives ever open their mouth to talk about your hair or anything
and
like
also
that
make them feel bad because it's
This is what I'm saying.
ultimately
Like, make them feel
why are
little.
you mocking your friends? Like
That's so cheeky.
you doing that? How do you think that's gonna make her feel?
They're pieces of shit. And that's what you got to do. You got to dress them down, make them feel so little, however cool they feel like they feel. Go in on them. Literally just speak from the heart. Just literally cuss them out. And be like, you're bad friends, because why on earth would you, like, literally cuss them? When I say cuss them, I don't mean like call them names. I mean just tell them exactly who they are. And that's ridiculous people. I can't take this conversation seriously looking at sitting up with this man. Why are you laughing?
Go on.
I don't really want to know.
No, you know what it is? As you said, yeah, I'm not going to lie, it depends on the unit. If it's a high top unit, then you're done.
What happened?
He said if it's a high top unit.
A high top.
Yeah, you know,
it's
like
not gonna be,
Steve
man.
what? How do you know? And those one there, what is it? Is there air in it or what?
Sorry, did I speak with the Menendez brothers that had the one that had the
Oh
unit?
my gosh! And when his dad ripped it off his head.
He said one time yesterday to the
man.
table and he was talking slick. His dad just yanked off. That's horrible.
Oh man.
But no, I feel like that's what you got to do. I don't feel like there's a nice way to address this with them because they're clearly not nice people. So you've got to just dress them down, like Gina said, make them feel bad, and just mic drop on them on the ass. Just mic drop.
For real.
But I don't think your girl's going the ick. I agree with Gina. I also think that she didn't tell you because she didn't want to hurt your feelings. Like if someone's saying something bad about someone that I care and I love, I'm not gonna go and tell them. I don't believe in doing stuff like that because what am I telling you for?
Yeah.
For what
real.
reason?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the reason why she didn't tell you. But definitely you just gotta dress them down, man. There's literally no other way to do it than to just call them what they are, which is pieces of shit. But I'm sorry, babes. Don't mind them.
And that's it.
That's
that on
another
that.
double standard there as well, isn't it? Because some of her friends might be using
Wigs. I'll be honest with you, yeah. If I'm the guy, I'll be like, first of all, you might want to get the name of my dealer because your wig is shit.
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
will, anyway, not me, but yeah. I'm sorry, babes. Honestly, I am. But they're really horrible people. And we don't... Is there a figure right there?
Sorry.
But, yeah. Well, that's that on that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, people. Trigger warning on this one. Big trigger warning, man. Sophie Taylor from Norwich was just 5 years old when she passed away of bone cancer in 2019. And what's happened is her parents have discovered that a gang in Brazil have lifted large numbers of pictures of her to set up a fake fundraising page in a bid to generate thousands of pounds from kind-hearted donors. So during Sophie's fight against the disease, she touched the lives of many people, defiantly sticking her tongue out in photographs, posting on social media, and encourage others to do the same by using the hashtag #TakeASophie. So she also struck up a friendship with the then Norwich star James Maddison, who's now at Hotspur's Tottenham. Long story short, these people in Brazil basically are just trying to make money off of her name. You know what I'm saying? And obviously the family were notified of the fraud on Sunday evening, by which stage the scammers had raised about £2,000. Right? They've got £12,000 target, and they have no idea of how long the scam had been going. Mr. Taylor, who's a dad, said, "What's particularly damaging to us is that they've just taken the pictures that we had of Sophie going through her journey, and they've created a false name of Alice and used all the pictures of Sophie." Sad, man. Next headline, and a money-obsessed GP. See, this I was going to give to Margs as a done it, yeah, but anyway, a money-obsessed GP devised an elaborate plan to kill his mother's partner by disguising himself as a community nurse and poisoning him with a fake COVID booster jab.
I'm confused.
Yes. So
A money-obsessed GP killed his mum's boyfriend.
Well, he planned to kill his mum's boyfriend, yeah.
And then who disguised who as a nurse?
He dressed himself up as a nurse.
The money-obsessed GP.
Yeah.
Dressed up as a nurse.
To go and give this guy a COVID booster.
A male nurse. Because the boyfriend would know you.
A female nurse.
With breasts and makeup. A wig.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, police initially thought that Thomas Kwan used the poison, whatever it is, to kill Patrick O'Hara at his mother's home in Newcastle on the 22nd of January this year. Kwan, who's 53, he denies attempted murder and an alternative charge of grievous bodily harm with intent. He's pleaded guilty to administering a noxious substance, but the Crown's case is that he meant to kill his mother's partner of more than 20 years who developed a rare flesh-eating disease as a result of the jab in his arm. So the Crown Court has heard how the GP developed an encyclopedic knowledge of poisons, and police discovered an array of dangerous chemicals in his garage at the family house in Teesside. So yeah, that's what he did, man. He went out of his way to go there. I think it's to do with inheritance. So the mum's inheritance would have gone to this boyfriend, and obviously he didn't like that, innit? So he went and gave him a fake COVID booster.
So people are leaving their inheritance to boyfriends.
It's crazy, isn't it?
To be fair, it depends how long the boyfriend has been, but I would marry you for the sake of so you can get my inheritance.
You would? What's that again?
Like, if I was with a long-term boyfriend, for example, I will marry you just so it's easier legally for you to get said inheritance.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going out as the girl who left her money to her boyfriend. Boyfriend?
Yeah.
Heck no.
And our last headline, demonstrations rocked the streets of Accra on Thursday, with protesters calling for the release of 53 activists who were arrested last week during the anti-Galamsey demonstration. This marks the beginning of protests that are scheduled to continue until Saturday. So the key organizer of the Stop Galamsey Now protest is the guy by the name of Oliver, and along with 11 other protesters, they were all remanded in custody until October 8th by the court. Reports indicate that Oliver is ill while in detention. The recent protests aim to highlight the ongoing environmental destruction that's caused by illegal mining, which is locally known as Galamsey, right? The protests have also gained significant traction on social media with the hashtags Free the Citizen and Say No to Galamsey being used to rally more support. The three-day protests are also intended to increase pressure on the government to end the illegal mining occurring across Ghana. Illegal mining has left a trail of destruction throughout the country. In addition to contaminating water bodies, it has devastated, farmlands, especially in cocoa-producing regions, and led to the destruction of at least 34 forest reserves. Crazy. But yeah, that's it for our headlines.
All right.
Time to pay the bills.
Let's get into the reaction.
All right, people. Welcome to the reaction. But prior to the reaction, we've got an update.
A dilemma?
Yes.
The kissing couple, the clowns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, so you're watching this live?
Kissing
Do you want to do the honors?
All right.
I love this thing.
Where is it? It's not updated on mine.
No, the reaction.
I was in the reaction.
Yeah. Right at the top.
Oh, yeah.
All right, okay. Sorry. Okay, cool. It was mainly...
No, please read this first thing.
I'm going to stay out of the chat.
I suggest you do.
I suggest you do. I'm not going to lie.
I suggest
You know what's even... He's one of your own.
Nigerian.
Look at the surname.
Well. Girl.
Right. It was mainly me being embarrassed that she kissed her. See? It was a lick back. Oh, you are down
You just
bad.
We know.
You should have lied. I'm not going to lie. It was mainly me being embarrassed that she kissed her friend in public in front of everyone, because I know that girls do gay things as banter and it means nothing.
That's a lie.
Me and my friend, that's a boy, have never kissed, but we've grown up together watching the same stuff and finding the same stuff funny. So that's why I did it, because I know it wouldn't be that deep and he definitely wouldn't find it as that deep. We're all black, by the way. Can I hear Margs and Ramsey's opinion on my dilemma another day, maybe next week? Margs will crucify you. So just listen. If you're ready for that heat, boy, because...
Can I say that, like, this idea that, when girls do these things, it's just banter. We need to start looking at that with more open eyes. I don't believe it's just banter. Because what's banter? I feel like it can be harmless, or it could not mean anything. Your throat is clear.
Can I help you?
Your throat is definitely clear.
She talking to you.
Sorry, I was reading the message.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was addressing the guy in dilemma, but Brent thinks that.
Girls doing things and people saying that is banter.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think all of it is banter. I feel like if it's like a harmless thing, then fair enough. But I don't think it's banter. I honestly feel like his girl wants a bit of,
Just so turn around because I'm talking to you, yeah? Just so you're clear, yeah? I'm not standing there randomly and you come and kiss me. Like I said, it's because of lip gloss. So I'm just giving you context that there's a reason, yeah? You think I'm just standing there so everybody can kiss me. And even if I was, what's your own? Is it you're jealous because you wish you was done, ain't it?
Well, that'll do it. But yeah, I honestly think there is your girl has said that, but if it ever happens again, personally, I just don't think it's banter. Sorry, I'm not buying that she did it as banter. I can see you doing it as a lick back, poor lick back, by the way, but I can see you doing it as a lick back. I believe him doing it as a lick back. But you see that girlfriend that they're now calling you gay, I think she's the one who is possibly bi. I just don't think she did it as a harmless. I just don't think it is. But it depends on where you guys are from. Because if they're from the countryside of England, because white people do these things. Like white people, especially them male athletes, white male athletes, they do a lot of things as banter. So if that's the case, and you're from that side, and this is the kind of banter people do around there, fair enough. But I don't know, man. But yeah, I hope it helped you anyway. But we'll definitely let Margs and Ramsey know next week.
Yes.
I mean, Ramsey was in the chat. He just wanted to say that. He didn't say nothing.
He did.
He said him and E-Man.
No, apart from the E-Man
That's what he
allegation.
said. He said he man lipsed.
God forbid.
Yeah. Okay, well, that'll do it.
Impossible. All right, so we've got some scores, some results from yesterday. Lazio, just mentioned a few of them. There's loads of games. Lazio beat Nice 4-1, and Tottenham beat Ferencváros 2-1 away. Man United drew 3-3 with Porto, and Rangers lost to Lyon at home 4-1. Rangers women, they drew with Celtic women, and a lot of people tuned into that one. That was 2-2. And Chelsea beat AA Ghent 4-2 at home. And yeah, apparently the Man United game was a good one, man. So Man United squandered apparently a 2-goal lead to draw 3-3 with Porto in the Europa League, with Fernandes sent off for the second consecutive game. Rashford and Højlund had given United an early advantage, but Porto fought back with goals from Pepe and Amodian. Is it Amodian? So basically he put Porto ahead early in the second half as well, but Maguire rescued a point for United with a stoppage time header. The result leaves United in a knockout playoff spot in the Europa League, while Porto claimed their first point in the competition. And now Erik ten Hag's side will now turn their attention to a tough trip to Aston Villa on Sunday in the Premier League. Yeah, there isn't much else, man. Next week's going to be a good one, well, with regards to the reaction, because of the big fight on the weekend.
He's fighting.
I believe it's on the weekend. Betbiev and Bivol.
Whoever they are.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Sick undercard as well. But yeah, that's it for the reaction today, man.
All right, then. Let's wrap it up.
All right, people. Thank you for tuning in. As always, today we spoke about a lot, man. We spoke about the bill that's going to be introduced to Parliament to speak about, to decide on whether assisted dying should be legalised in England and in Wales. Of course, we spoke about Biden and his response to Iran and what he believes Israel should do. He's saying nothing's going to happen today anyway, but obviously they've been going back and forth with Israel, and we kind of know that Israel will do something in it, but we'll see what happens because it seems like they want to prevent an all-out conflict. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron, also spoke about the EU is at risk of dying if they don't stop the overregulation and the underinvestment. He spoke about British nationals leaving Lebanon, trying their best to get out of the country, and the UK has pretty much organised some chartered flights for them. Also, we spoke about, and this is a trigger warning here, the mother who was found guilty over the fire deaths of her 4 sons. Apparently there's a lot of mental health issues there, unfortunately. And she's going to be sentenced in November, I believe. We spoke about the grieving parents who found out about their daughter's identity being stolen and being used to raise money for some people and some fraudulent gangs in Brazil. But she passed away about 5 years ago from bone cancer. And we spoke about the GP who planned to kill his mother's partner with a fake COVID jab. He's now in trouble. And yeah, we spoke about the 3-day protests that began in Ghana. And of course, we had like 4 different dilemmas today. Hopefully we helped you guys, you know what I'm saying? The brother that's dealing with the, you know what I mean? I don't even know what to say.
You know what? There's a TikTok, yeah. Have you ever heard it? Are you a homosexual? It's like a what? A homosexual. Like, that's literally all I've been thinking about. The sound is so hilarious.
I haven't heard that.
Man, yeah, man.
What do you ever think about the Zimbabwean man that was interviewing the guy? Said, "Are you a gay?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you a gay?"
And I've been thinking about the other guy. What's his name? Is it FYBG, man?
Yeah.
The guy says he's ahead of the sexuals. But yeah, man. You gotta stay ahead, man.
Let people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and obviously Man United drew Porto. There's gonna be some games on the weekend, and hopefully, yeah, man, be a good weekend, and everyone stays safe and blessed, man.
Yes, man. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to follow us on socials, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, on X, on Discord, and on TikTok. And also subscribe to the channel and put people onto the show. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.